Yay! Here it is, our favourite person, Mr. Picker. How you doing, bud? Do you know what? Actually, your stream was really, really surprising. You had one little tiny bit of an hiccup. Halfway through, it stuttered, it froze for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then it was fine by that. BrizTech, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for popping on. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you said I was nearly there, I thought it was something. I didn't know there was anything missing, but I thought that there was a jammed mechanism. But I was sort of on the right route, but you found it out anyway. So well done. So actually, I wouldn't have had that part, even if I did manage to have the schematics and to find that there was a rubber wheel on that to actually engage that wheel itself. But you come up with an ingenious idea of using a bit of rubber hose. Same thing. So yeah, absolutely. I'm really, really surprised, and that worked really well. So I thought, oh well, give it. It's yeah, Pico. Yeah. So I was, but now your stream, now your stream's sort of up and running. You should be able to. That's a nice tape deck one and all. That other one that you said, it just you had a dreaded belt. What I've had with mine on that front. Them belts are notorious for literally going like, what's the name of it? Right, I've just had an email come literally 30 seconds ago. Obviously, they sent me an incorrect belt that was supposed to fit that reel to reel. Didn't fit. But the trouble is, it's ever in translation. Good evening. For the TK146, I have measured the inner and thickness for the decks. I have sold so many of these sets, so I've never had one that's had problems. So because of that, of the same many of these Grundig models. So which one of these should be the strap that doesn't fit? Best regards. On that front, yeah, but give that a time next. Give that a go next time. Yeah, I see what you got rid of, that orange fluff mat, Mick. Yes, well, there's a couple of reasons. I've had a few surprises through the post. This morning, obviously, I had to sign for one of them. One of you's lovely subscribers. Well, I've been giving so much away. Some of you wanted to give some back to actually say thank you, which I didn't really want anything, but I'm grateful for you guys giving something back. And one of them was in a box. It was in a reading size box, and obviously they see that they had a mat, and they said, "Chill. You need a mat like what we use." Yeah, obviously I need one of those flat ones, but for the time being, one of the lovely subscribers, I forgot his name. I'll have to go in Discord to say that he's left me a lovely surprise. It was a rubber mat. Obviously, quite surprising on that. I mean, I've got your chips that you sent, because what I wanted to do, any of the other broken consoles that you get in, Mr. Pico, sir, like if it's a Carrefour, yes, the lovely Carrefour. Obviously, I was watching Michael a bit on that front. Yeah, you need one of those lazy mill mats, yeah, because them lazy ones, I think that's what I need. Something like a nice big mat, because then it's easier to work on that front. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what I need, because obviously these are only for things like Nintendo Switches, because you've got all the pockets and things like that. But what the items that I'm working on, obviously they're quite big. So obviously this will do for the time being, and it's a lovely gift on that front. Also, in the amongst the mat was this. He posted this. This all-in-one brand new. This just how it arrived. So, brand new, looks like it's never been opened up front. Oh, it's the manual. Right, okay, so it's the manual. So, we've got an all-in-one TV remote on that front. Yeah, they're only about 20 quid on Amazon. I mean, but it's a gift, and it's a thank you gift. And I think it was a lovely gift to actually saying, like, you know, like, you know, just say thank you for all of the giving and helping people out. You know, obviously it's as much as possible on that front. Yeah, I thought that was a really nice touch. It didn't stop there. Guess what else I got? From the wonderful Mr. Hot Cows himself. Yeah. Yeah, I was on about that lazy mat. Yeah, the lazy mat ones are obviously the lazy me, or whatever. I call it the lazy mat at the end of the day. Mr. Hot Cows sent me not just one Nintendo reinforced DS Lite, which is in mint condition. He looks like he's serviced this. This has got power and it actually works, which I was really surprised on that front, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Actually, where's the volume? Oh, there you go. So yeah, really nice. So it's got all of the it's got the stylus in this one, that front. But yeah, I thought that was a really nice. But that's not the kit. That is not the cream of the crop. He sent me this, which I was totally blown away by. Obviously, Mr. Hot Cows don't go around giving things away, because Hot Cows should be sent. Yeah, sent you a 41 to fix. No, obviously, I wanted one for. I've done a massive tidy up today. I spent 6 hours, I kid you not, Mr. Pico, tidying the front room. Even though you call that tidy, but that, trust me, it took me 6 hours. But I reorganised all of my retro shelf, and I tidied everything up instead of it all being in a jumble. And I've done all my table as well. Like, well, it sort of helped. It sort of helped on that one. Yeah, fair shout on that front. No, Mr. Yeah, so yeah, obviously, so I've been quite busy today, just tidying up, and I've come across some things that are obviously that was buried in amongst stuff that was on top of things. So, no, getting back to Mr. Hot Cows, Mr. Hot Cows very kindly donated this to me, and he told me not to sell it. He said, because these are very expensive. Because he knew I knew I was willing to pay for one, but he said, no, you've been a great YouTuber. He's absolutely legend, that geezer. He really is. It is a Nintendo 3DS in very good condition on that front. This ain't an ordinary 3DS. This one's been modified by Mr. Hot Cows himself on that front. He said, just get it connected to the internet. The only one thing, the power button is a bit temperamental. So he said that sometimes you have to press it a little. Don't go too mad, because he said you'll break the pad on it, but on that front. But yeah, he said don't sell it, keep it. He said put it in towards your collection. I've never owned one of these, and I've been sitting there for the last 3/4 of an hour playing all my favourite games. And the one good aspect, see, like it's still not coming on. So you have to press it to a certain degree, but not go too mad. But this one is just a little bit special, because obviously you got the 3D and it pops out of the screen. Well, when it boots up, but obviously there you go. So I've been downloading some of the games because it's been modified. So you can click on like the games on there, and I absolutely love these things, but obviously these are a little bit pricey. Broken between £70 and £90, fully working all the way up to £300. So these are quite highly collectible. This is why Mr. Hot Cows don't go around giving these out. I can totally understand why. That front. I just wanted one because I've never owned one, because they've just been too expensive. That front. But yeah, absolutely love this thing. On that front, but you guys can't get to see it, but it pops out of this screen, you know, because obviously you can't get to see. But yeah, it really does. And you just press home and it just takes you back Where is it? And it's all the touch screen. He's resurfaced all this. He's done it all. Yeah, that was very generous of Hot Cows. I did send him a little thank you, and I'll show you guys. But he looks like his missus has claimed it instead. But it was a little thank you. It's the least I can do, because obviously I like to pay back to say thank you. I don't expect anything from you guys. I really don't. But I am really grateful on that front. But yeah, absolutely love this. So yeah, got all the old classics on there that obviously have been downloaded. But yeah, I thought that was really, really nice of him. So yeah, you have to press this down. He did say that the you have to hold it down as a directional. He said because it's, but don't go too mad with it. So I've sort of got used to how to turn it. He said it might get a little bit better when you turn it on and off. But again, really nice colour on that front. But never owned one of these on these 3DSs. Obviously, you've got a stylus. But this one's modded by Mr. Hot Cow, so I don't have to worry about all the games on that. But I think that was really, really nice. And he gave me the charging cable, which is a USB. Just plugs into a little USB device on that front. So obviously it just plugs into, it just give me that, because obviously I didn't have a charging cable. And we got the little orange light, so I'm going to charge it up, because obviously. So yeah, I thought that was a really nice little touch. I'm really, you know, I'm really grateful you guys actually didn't have to give me anything on that front. But yeah, this is why I love giving to the community, because obviously people look back and they obviously think, no, you know, we're grateful for what you give. I'm just grateful to get rid of it. You know, at the end of the day, it helps you guys out. I've been flooded with messages, obviously with all the thank yous. Obviously, all of the Xbox 360s I've given away. I had about 7 messages, basically all saying thank you, Chill, for what you've done. We really appreciate it, and that's really helped them out. That's what it's all about. It's helping you guys at the end of the day. So, but yeah, I also had a message from PCDD. He's going to give me, obviously, the PC that Mr. PCD gave me, the board, the hard drive is not in great health. So he said, I didn't forget about you, Chill. He said, I'm going to give you 2 of these, which I'm going to send into the post. He's going to give me an Evo, a 580, 850 Evo 1TB SSD for this computer. And he said there's another one, an M.2, 1TB. He said, have you got an adapter? And I said, I have got an adapter, sir, which I have got one of these, which I can find, because now I've tidied up. And now I can have a look. I've got one of these, which obviously it's one of these adapters, and basically you plug your you put your M.2 in, and then you can use that as an external power source. So basically, micro USB to USB connector. Mick, if you want, it can add the live I've done as a collaboration with your channels, so that it shows that your channels, yes, that I don't know how to do that, sir. You'll have to obviously guide me through that one up front. But yes, by all means, because obviously I've got 3 charities lined up that I want to donate to. Your CD player is to Dogs Trust. The record player is going to Children's Cancer Hospital up in the Royal Infirmary in London. And then there's another one that is going to be again, it's another charity, Macmillan charity. Yeah, I'll do it for you. Just get the message to confirm. Okay, my friend, no worries on that front. So yeah, obviously the record player is going to be going to Children's Cancer Charity up in the Royal Infirmary in London. So obviously there's a big hospital up there that deals with kids with cancer. So that's where the record player is going to be going. That's going to be auctioned off, and the money is going to be going to them. And the other one's going to be going to Macmillan. So three different charities, all hoping to raise a little bit of money for them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Just hoping that it arrives in one piece once this is all back, because obviously, you know, I've took time to clean all that up. So yeah, just cool, nice. So yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to that. Anyway, as I was tidying up, so I've got a couple of bits coming from Mr. PCDD. That's really kind of him, and I'm really grateful for that. As I was tidying up, guess what I come across? Hence the title name. As I was coming up, obviously, because I couldn't, the front room was in a mess. I had to have a tidy up. It was absolutely, well, I've been pulling parts, trying to get to Xboxes and other bits and pieces. Obviously watching Mr. Rockhouse on that front, and it did do an amazing job on that front, which I was really, really surprised. I found another 2 Xboxes in amongst buried, which they was buried underneath the chair. I told you, I've got Xboxes coming out. I've not even gone through the cupboard, but now I've started to come across another Xbox 360, and it didn't stop there, because guess what I found? Another Slim, which was buried under the chair. It must have got pushed underneath there and forgot all about. There's nothing mentioning. This was last tried in the 14th of the 7th, 2023. So I don't know if this one's been jailbroken on that front. Now, you know what I'm like with jailbreaking on that front. I got a bit reckless with the tool on that front. Yeah, plus you have an Xbox from me. Yeah, some other bits. So yeah, there'd be more giveaways. Trust me, there was, because there's always giveaways. Helps you guys out. You know, it makes great content, you know, on that front. And I do try, Mr. Pitco, sir. I do not try to break things deliberately on much. I don't want to be called this channel Chill fixes things, then breaks them on that front. I'm still learning. So give me credit where credit's due, sir. Like on that front, I am trying my utmost best on that front. I don't want to keep breaking things on that front. So I am trying to be very careful. Obviously, I've only been doing this for just under 6 months. So I've learned a lot in 6 months. Trust me, guys, I really have. So yeah, another 2 Xboxes to try on this front. So I'm going to pair these up. Plus, you'll have an Xbox from me and some other bits. So that'd be some really nice. So yeah, what I wanted to do is I want to make a plaque. This is the reasons why I asked the chips. Yeah, we're all to start somewhere, and we have made mistakes. As always, BrizTech, sir, yes. I mean, I have made more than my fair share of mistakes on that front. I'm not the only one. Mr. Russ, obviously, hat off to him. Yeah, someone very true, yeah. Oh, someone did. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you for popping in. Yeah, we all make mistakes. But obviously, even Mr. Russ, he's trying to do port repairs and things like that, and it's not easy to do, regardless to how many people's on your channel, you know, what donations you get. It's all about the learning curve. We're only there just to give you support and obviously troll a little bit on that front, but the spirits are good, and that's what it's all about. It's all about the spirits. It's all about chin up, drink a cup of tea. We're Brits at the end of the day. We seem to move on and just think, don't worry about it. It'll all be good on that front. So yes, that's the good spirit guide. Just don't worry, chin up. Yeah, told me to make as long as you've like. Yeah, we all learn, think Mick, because we all learned the last 6 months. Yes, obviously, I've learned a lot in 6 months, sir. A hell of a lot in 6 months. It's an eye-opener to me. Well, put it this way. I would have even dreamed of doing RGHing, upgrading, taking things apart. Well, anyone could take things apart, obviously, without breaking to a certain degree. Don't worry, Mick, you're still doing better than me at streaming. The good thing is, sir, it's your first time in streaming, and this is what I was trying to say to you earlier on. Now you've seen both sides. It's not easy. It's easy to stream, but then you've got to keep the engagement going with the chat as well, which is not easy because you've got to concentrate on what you're doing and also look at the stream. Yeah, you can understand why it is not very easy to do. Guys, I've just fell in. I've unplugged the camera, ain't I? Because obviously, last night, I was streaming gaming. What a bleeding banana. I've just fell in. I went, where's my camera? Give me 1 minute, guys, and let me plug the camera in. Because obviously, I'm surprised you guys didn't pick that up. I've just looked and realised, thinking, oh yeah, where's my frigging camera? That front. I've got spare cameras because I'm not short in cameras on that front, so I need to. I don't want to undo and make a mess on my lovely clean floor on that front. So because obviously I've pulled a lot out, hell of a lot out. One thing I'm going to need, I need to power this up. So I'm going to need a power supply. People think that you know, if you're not good at streaming, but you're always not good at the streaming, but it's a skill like any other. Yeah, it's true, someone. You're right, my friend. 100%. Yeah, I was going to actually say your face cam, but you didn't even have it showing. Yeah. So how do you know? I've been streaming for, have you? You've been streaming for 11 years. Wow. You know, obviously that's amazing, sir. 11 years is a long time to stream. Hell of a long time to stream. That phone. So yes. Right, I need to look for a webcam because I've got a spare one. Yeah, the gaming, but yes, definitely for the gaming side. Yes, because obviously you do your gaming streaming on that front, which again is very interesting. I love it, absolutely love it. That front. I dug this out the other day. The USB device, which I was really surprised at, to be totally honest. Let's just quickly plug that in. Oh yeah, yeah. It literally is like you got like all multicoloured. What is it? A nice disco thing. Do you know what? I forgot all about it. I think when I used to do the old discos, I used to put this on one of the decks or something, and it lit all the deck up, and it was dazzling, you know, on that front. But yeah, it's actually, I couldn't find it. I thought I lost it, but no, come across it. Thought, oh, that's nice, nice little. Put it across. So, there we go. Found it. So as we thought, I've got more than one Logitech camera on that front, so all I need to do, it won't take 2 minutes, to set this back up and get this back up and running. I'm still waiting for the second one of these to turn up, because obviously I use this thing all the time when I do the belts and other bits and pieces. As you said, we've all got to start somewhere as we go, yeah. But I'll tell you what, Mr. Pico, sir, you obviously now your streaming should be okay on that front. Yeah, I wanted to do some streams on stripping things down and recycling it. Yeah, because well, you couldn't really do that because you was running into problems. But now you've got yourself sorted out on that front, which will be totally cool, because now you can go through the process, and you know, and hopefully. But yeah, your music was fine. It wasn't too loud on that front, which you don't want the music too loud. Some people don't have no music at all on that front, but no, absolutely. You had one stutter, that's all you had, and then the rest was absolutely flawless on that front. You know, but like everything else, just glad that it was like a test stream, but it was a nice little stream because it wasn't a bad fix. It was a very good fix that you'd done up front. Right, now let me put the camera, and then I can get There you go. And as you can see, it only took just a couple of minutes. And then I've got a completely different webcam. That's it. Thanks, Mick. Yeah, that's all right, bud. No worries. Just glad, in a way, just glad that it's you know, you're all back up and running, you know, on that front. So, obviously, like a lot of things, obviously, you know, trying to get things sorted, it's not easy to do, especially while you're, because you might be running into problems and hiccups and things like that. So, yeah, no, absolutely, hat off to you, sir, that front. All you need now is get your commands set up that front. But no, you're absolutely you're rock solid on that front, Mr. Pico, sir. So no problems at all. No problems. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be doing an RGH because that's an intense video. Obviously, looking at the time, it's already 7 o'clock in the UK. But what I can do, this one partly works. When did I test this? Right, well, this is interesting. This one says it partly works. It loads into the dash, but only a few games load from the DVD, but it's all good. This is a Zephyr model. Oh, right, okay. No date when this was last tested, because normally I date or carbon date everything I normally do and put it all in there. So yeah, obviously I'll get JFix or someone to remote access and collect all of the clips. I've got a load of clips if you want some, sir, up front, so not a problem. Not a problem at all. What I could do is put them on to FarmTech. How you doing, my friend? Hey. Yes, I found another 2 Xboxes, FarmTech. Obviously, I've had a massive tidy up today, sir. So, obviously, as you can see, I've tidied all my front room to a certain degree. Obviously, it ain't a mess anymore, that front. So, obviously, and in amongst tidying up, I found not only this Xbox 360, I found this under the chair. I found another Slim. Xboxes are coming out the bleeding. They're coming out the woodwork. I'm telling you, it's coming out the woodwork. So obviously, I'm going to give this a try on that front. Wow, that looks clean and all. So yeah, obviously, there's no date on this. This one looks like it's got problems. It only loads. It only loads some games. It doesn't load them all. So it looks like it's got a weak laser on that front. So I won't be doing an RGH on, obviously this is a Zephyr, right? So Zephyr's like what Chris said, not Chris, Michael Dilemma, he said they're not worth doing. But to me, I need to practice. So I'd rather practice on this instead of trying to brick these, because these are a little bit more sought after. And obviously I need to get my confidence to know that I can do it first time every time that front. And obviously the more I practice, it doesn't matter if I break this, it doesn't. All right, it's a bit of a bummer, but obviously these are pennies. These are obviously I can only give them away on that front, but it just proves that I can do it and build my confidence up and build my skills up, which that's exactly what I want to do. That was the general idea on that front. So I'm going to plug this in. Now I've got this stick here. Now this one says, I don't know if this one's actually been modded or it's been updated, because I don't know. So what I do need to do, I might order one of them mats, Mr. Pico. Mr. Pico, Mick, I had a PS3 Slim that come in. There's missing drive cover. The disk drive, don't know if it works. Yeah, you can do. I can have a tear down. I think I've got another Slim in there, broken. No power on that front, so I could take bits off that and put that on and build another one up on that front. Mr. Pico, can you send me where I can buy one of those lazy mats? Because I think I need to order a proper lazy mat, so they keep ordering, you know, bits and, you know, things like that. Because I think obviously when you're doing your streaming, you need to upgrade. Yeah, okay, I'll send it. Lovely. So I'm going to power this up. Great. Well, that didn't go down too great, did it? What's sliding off now? Well, something's just slid off. Oh, great. Yeah. Put that on there. I still ain't sorted the shelf out because, okay, I've sent it link in Discord. Thank you, bud. Obviously, I do need to, I mean, that's one thing I do need to get sorted, is obviously get the decent mat and up front. Me have a quick look, you see, in general. Hot cows on. Mr. Pico, did you put it in my general or your general? Because I can't remember. Got all these bloody links on here. That fun. Right, so I'm going to power this up. Obviously. Well, she powers up. Well, that's one good bit of news. Is that? Oh, we've got. Hold on, I'm doing it now. Thank you, bud. Thank you much, very much indeed. Obviously, I'm going to need to get a controller. Now, I don't know if this one's been updated because I didn't even know that there was 2 bloody Xboxes under the chair. So what I do need to do is find out, is this got the software, system, console settings. Yes, it is. The 17559, that's fine. So this should be jailbroke, this should be soft modded, which if I turn it off and then sling in and put in the jailbreak software that I managed to do. That's another thing, right? That was another thing that I could have never done, right? That's I would have even within that 6 months I couldn't even make a file like what I did. Obviously that was a little bit intensive on that front to try and get that up and running, and I'm glad I did, because Carforce sent me a lovely message saying thank you, Chill. Obviously now he's now trying to put games onto the hard drive now, and he uses his Xbox 360 thanks to my soft mod. So it's obviously helping you guys out, which I love doing on that front. So, you know, I'm just glad, you know, again, I wouldn't have been able to done that 6 months ago. I would have just totally said no. So I have, if I've achieved, at least I've achieved some things that I've worked for. So yeah, and it seems to be working great. So yeah, that's got the custom, there you go. Put it on there. Thank you. I've got it, Mr. Pico. Gonna order that. That's jailbreaking. I know when it's doing it properly, because the rings should be at the bottom and the green should be at the top. That's how I know it's doing it properly. Amazon. £22. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Now that's what I need. Something like a nice big mat to work on, and I ain't got to worry about towels and other bits and pieces. Oh, you can have it in grey. I think I'll stick with the red. Red's always better at front. Right, so download profile. No, not for me. So yeah, that is good that the jailbreak works. Check the size you want, because there's size differences that fit your table. Ah, right, okay, good shout. Right, bad update payload. Yeah, I'll have to check the sizes. Let's go into Zell and let me get into Aurora. I think it's homebrew. No, dashboard, wasn't it? There you go. Here's the Aurora EXE. You got to excuse it, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. There she goes. She's all up and running. So one good aspect, it does all work. That front, so yeah. Oh right, yeah. I see what you mean. Bloody hell, it's all in centimeters. Right, give me 1 minute. Let me just see. Because obviously I don't want to order. There's different sizes, like Mr. Pico's just turned and said. What's this size? Because it's why do they put everything in bloody centimeters? Right, so obviously centimeters are going to be at the bottom, feet's going to be at the top. At the end of the day, right? So we got a 50 by 40 centimeters. Well, 40's here. That's not very big, is it? That's 40 centimeters. That's not big at all. 50 centimeters, is that big? Would the matter be fine? Well, that obviously that's going to be 50 along by 40 high. Yeah, I suppose it's not too bad, that one. But what they got on the next one, 91 by 61, or they got a 60 by 40. Which a 40 is going to be the height for that, which will be fine by me. And they've got a 91, they've got a 61 there. Where a 60 would be that size. Yeah, that'd be fine. A 60, but then they've got a 91 by 61. Well, that'd be even better, wouldn't it? You know, I'd rather go bloody bigger. 60, 90, where's 90? 60, 70, 80. God, Jesus. Yeah, you're not kidding, are you? 90 is going to cover the entire table. That's the length. And 61 high. Well, if I cleared all of this, that'd make that lovely. Yeah, I would go by the 91 by 61. If I cleared all this out, literally all of it, I could lay the mat down and put it all back. Nice. And that front. Mr. Pico, did you... Oh, that's it. Let me have a quick look. I'll just have a look to see if it was cheaper on eBay. Give me 1 minute. Let's go on eBay. If not, I'll order it from there. LAZ. Bit noisy, isn't it? LAZ. YMI. Let's have a look. Yeah, they are cheaper. That's a 40 by 50. £15. They got a purple. They got 60 by 40. What was the other one? 91. That's a 4-piece mat. That sounds good. Hi, Mick. Fortifix. How you doing? Thanks for popping on. Mick, good evening in chat. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for popping on. Much appreciated. Obviously, I found another 2 Xbox 360s buried under the chair. Obviously, there's no date on this. So I want to test. Obviously, my soft mod works because it jailbreaks the system. So obviously, I've got Aurora up and running on that front. But I'm going to do an RGH, but not today because obviously it's a bit too late in the evening to do an RGH, which takes a little bit of time. I just want to have a look at the size of these mats, because obviously there's all different sizes. Yeah, that is yeah, you're right, because there is different sizes on that front, which I was just going to have a look to see. Just have a look to see what sizes there is. Well, I could do that off stream. The main thing is, I'm not going to browse now. It's going to take too long on that front. Yeah, that'd be a nice stream for Sunday. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right. Something that I'm going to end up doing for a stream would be nice for a Sunday after. Yeah, I'll have an attempt on that Sunday, because the reasons why I say that, Michael said you didn't have any, which I ordered, which was the proper enamel wire to do the RGHing on that front. Didn't have enough to buy a reel because it was nearly £30, so I got 10 meters of the size, but Michael's obviously got green. I picked the white on that front, so yeah, so I've got the wire. So this is work. Well, let me grab that DVD, because this said this one was partly working. It plays some games up front, which is obviously I've got my diesel heater on just nicely, takes the chill off. It's absolutely, so I'm going to just put in a game. How bad is it? Oh god, that is a little bit on the scratch side. That front, these guys can't get to see. Hence, Mr. Pico's got the same problem as what I've got, fixed camera. We don't have none of that fancy zooming stuff on that front. Them cameras are just too expensive, far too expensive. So, this being jailbroken, that should pick the game up, even soft modded. You know, it's been inserted, so it's obviously picked it up. Modern Warfare 3, so it looks like he's picked it up. It's applying. Now this is a Zephyr. The Zephyrs are not worth nothing at all, because these suffer from the red ring of death, which 90% of them do, but some are more hardened than others. This has a 60 to 70% failure rate of the red ring. That's why Michael said it's not worth RGHing these in that front. But Michael's obviously done hundreds of Xboxes in that front, and that's the only thing that he won't bother doing it. And he even said he won't bother doing it on here. But he said for you, Chill, it'll be a good learning curve, because if you damage it, you've not lost nothing on that front. You've got parts on that front, but he said you need to practice, obviously, on that front. Now I've got the correct tip. I've got the micro nano solder installed up front. I've got the proper wire this time that Michael uses, so it gives me a higher chance of getting it right. So I'm going to do it on this and not on that slim, because obviously I don't want to end up breaking that. Fine. Yeah, it's good for practice. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Pico. So 100%. So, well, I'm going to put a stick on this. Obviously, this didn't even have a sticker, so I don't know what happened to that. So let me put that on, and I can put today's date that this is all been tried and tested. So that's why I always have a roll of like sticky things on these, and end up just writing today's date. Yeah, but you're all right. It is good for practicing. at that end of it. I mean, I don't want to, but you know, it's like 90%. You've got to learn to thinking that you've got confidence and saying I can do it at front. And the more you keep practicing, the more you do get better at it. Obviously, Russ is still practicing just like the rest of us at the end of the day, but Russ is trying to do micro soldering on ports. That is not easy to do, I can assure you. I know we all laugh, but when you're physically doing it and you're streaming it live and it's all going wrong, this is the art of learning, I'm afraid to say. You know, you're going to have a lot of donor parts, but eventually you will do it and you'll just get better and better and better every single time, and that's what I'm hoping for. So it is the 20th, what is it, January, February, oh, so it's 20th to 3rd. 20th to 3rd, 26, all working. Plus soft mod working. That's it. Lovely. So I know the soft mod works. Obviously I'm going to leave all that up, but I'm going to attempt an RGH. Yeah, also what you can do is when you're not streaming, is on them old scrap boards, it doesn't matter if it goes wrong, but learning like taking ports off and putting ports on, that's a good shout, that front. And on there, taking I've never even done a port swap. Obviously I'm not there yet. Obviously I'm still trying to get micro soldering under place, that front. Yes, Foster Fix. Yeah, I saw where you was playing with the DS2 yesterday. Yes, I was. Obviously, yeah, what did you think? Yeah, I couldn't pop in, is because you was definitely, I was going to pop in and play it myself, but obviously no spoilers, please. No, not easy. Graphics are amazing. That's all I say. Not cheap, are they, these bloody games, obviously with DS2. Not for everyone. I found that out. Obviously it's not really a sci-fi horror like what Michael's playing at the moment, Resident Evil 9, but it is a wonderful game, absolutely wonderful game, so you'll enjoy it. I'm hoping you'll enjoy it, but I'm stuck. I've got to a point where I'm stuck already. I'm crap at games, I'm not. Yes, mate. Yeah, practice port swaps and micro soldering, even trace repair on scrap boards. Yes, because it doesn't matter, does it? It's true what you said. Yeah, I played the first part and I was actually blown away. To be honest, Foster Fix, I thought, is this a movie? I honestly thought, even the people in chat, they said, we thought you was playing a game. It was looking that good. And I went, wow, absolutely blown away by the game. But as all these big, massive open world games, it doesn't hold your hand on that front. But yeah, it's good, but it's hard. It's very hard. And I've got it on just normal settings on that front. So yes, I think I'll do what Mr. Pico's recommended, is like practice taking bits off and putting it on and then testing it. Obviously I need some more tools, things like they do HDMI testers and things like that, so you'll know it's put back on the board. If it's not done properly, it would flag up and I need things like that. Obviously I've not got yet, because obviously I'm trying to get my skill tree up. That's exactly what I'm trying to do, is get my skill tree back up to scratch. So right, so this is going to be interesting. Is this one? Yeah, no, that DS2 is, yeah, he's right up there. Very impressed with the graphics. Very impressed with the graphics. That fun. So but I'm stuck because I'm crap at games. I'm not very good at games. I used to be a big gamer at that point, but obviously I wanted to get into learning about repairs. So, yeah, does the new ports, when you're practicing, just like practicing taking ports off and putting the same ones back on, etc.? What, to see how it all sits in places? Yeah, I think you're right. I think exactly it. Yeah. Well, I'll say even Mr. Hotcows, bless him, yesterday, you know, obviously he had shaky hands, which again, that doesn't help when you got shaky hands. You obviously, it makes your work a lot harder to do. But yeah, by all means, it's but he done it. Get off, actually. Siski, hey, I have received the Xbox, but I don't know where to find the plug. The plug's in there, sir. Where'd you buy them? I did put the plug in there, so I don't know. I did put it on top on the Xbox on that front, because I tried one of these. I tried one of these little micro ones, and it didn't work it for some reason. And I got a couple of these, but I tried it. It worked once and it won't work again. So obviously these are not very great quality. Obviously I've still got my friend's one here, the Cruiser Blade, that front. Yeah, you Mick. Yeah, you got my parcel today. Brilliant, thank you. Yeah, I see mine arrived too. Yes. El Stevo, I thank you so much, my friend, for the Prezi. Really appreciate it. Obviously, hence, yes, and the other part of that, yeah, and the other part of that cable, yeah. So obviously, you guys, I'm glad that you received your items on that front. Because I was a bit worried. I tried to pack them I try and pack them as careful as possible on that front, because obviously Royal Mail is not like DHL and all the others, but they still don't care when they sling parcels, and these Xboxes are a bit fragile on that front. Obviously, you're not seeing things. I found another 2 Xboxes under the chair. I found another slim and I found another fat on that front. So I wanted to have a look to see what this was. Is this obviously it's got no label on this one. Obviously this was tested 14th of the 2nd 2023. So I don't think this one. Yeah, it arrived superbly packaged and arrived fine. Oh, do you know what, El Stevo? I'm just glad, sir. I'm really glad that you received it on that front. So yeah, out of that, you've got that in one piece. Mick, I bet you've got more Xboxes in your. I probably have, sir. I've not even looked under the bed and the cupboards. I've got disco equipment. I still haven't got round to having. I've got an old 8-track system with cassettes. That's buried in the cupboard. And Pico, don't even get me started, my friend. I don't want to pull it all out, because obviously I've made a mess in the front room. So I don't want to end up with 900 unfinished projects, thinking that I can't put them back together. Well, I can put them back together, but I'm trying to repair them, get them fixed, that front. So yeah. No, this has got the latest dashboard. 17559. Nice. Well, that's interesting. No games are found. So this is not being jailbroken. Because how I know this is jailbroken or not, if you go into games, you'll have Zell like running in the background, and clearly looking at this has got none of them. Yeah. Once the parts turn up, you'll get them all back together. Yes, and then I can get it advertised, obviously. Because the record players chilling out. It's sitting over the bottom there. So yeah, let me test the gauge and make sure the drive works on this. It says all working, but obviously I didn't put on there DVD is working or not. But I mean, it goes to show how long ago since I tested that. If that was 14th of the 7th, 2023, how long's that been sitting under there? Oh, this is struggling to read this. Great, lovely. What did I say? 30 seconds? I should have kept my trap shut. No. See? Obviously plugged it in thinking it's all good, and it ain't detecting the games. Great, lovely. And this works. You just see me try this on the fat model, and it worked. Oh, that's ramping up. That's getting hot. Yeah, that's really ramping up now. Can you hear that whirling? Right, I'm going to shut that down. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good at all on that front. So I've got just enough time to take this apart and have a look. I'm going to turn that off. But we've got two flashing lights at the top. That's indication that's overheating, because the fan was ramping up really rapid. Yeah, that's not good at all. We got an orange light, but we got two orange lights on here, two green lights. So I'm going to switch that off. Right, let that power down. I'm going to take this apart and have a look. That's signs of overheating. Yeah, you say you have lots of unfinished projects, but you've done a lot of successful fixes too. I have, yes. Well, obviously, if I've weighed up my fixes more than me unfixes in that front, then that's a different matter. Obviously, some outweigh more than others. But yeah, that's not good. That's not a good sign. So what I need to do is, because that see what I mean, obviously where this has been sitting around, this is obviously, I'm gonna have to take this apart. So I'll see again, I wouldn't be able to done that once upon a time. If I said that I've got to take one of these apart, I wouldn't even know where to start. But and how to take them apart. That's why a lot of people don't know how to fix them, because they're thinking, oh, I can't do that, or if they need to be taken apart to have fresh thermal paste. This just might need some fresh thermal paste. But as I said, I did that with the other one and broke the trace on it. Yeah, yes, but the same with all of us now, Mick. Some of us, we fix some things, and some things we'll not be able to fix. That is true. The problem that we've both got, me and you, Mr. Pitco, sir, we tend to run into one issue when what we tend to be fixing compared to all others, parts. Because obviously vintage is like a nightmare to try and get parts for. That's the only thing with vintage. Yeah, I'm seeing a problem with this one already. I'm seeing dust build up on here. So I'm thinking that this is completely choked up. So, and I think this is where the problem lies. So this is going to be interesting, taking this apart. Now, when it comes to X-clamp, I'm going to be extremely careful, and I do not want to break the trace on this. Oh, look at that. Well, there's a problem, isn't it? Look at the dust build up on it. Oh my god. No wonder this thing, yeah, this is why this is flagging up that we've got problems and it's ramping up, it's overheating. So this, I'm going to say this ain't been RGH'd, and this is going to be covered. Hey, look who it is. It's the friend that never sleeps. Mr. Ace, sir, have you ever seen a very dusty Xbox 360 on this front? I found this one under the chair. Obviously, it was last tested in 23. I forgot all about it, to be honest. So yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm going to take this apart and give it a clean. I'm not going to do an RGH because it'll take too long to do that front. And obviously in the UK, 746 on that front. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one for a Sunday. I think I'll do that on a Sunday stream. I'm frightened to touch this, you know. I'll tell you what. Let me get the Hoover and just do that. Is literally. I've never seen an Xbox 360 with a layer of thickness of fluff. And I know you guys are going to say, lick it. We get Mr. Swindon to lick it. We get poor Mr. Swindon to lick that one. Yep, get all that, get it a good old sniff. Well, the sniff test, it'll pass that alright, mate, but I'll tell you what, you'll be sneezing from ear to eternity, I tell you, to try and with the dust on that is astronomical. God almighty. I mean, that goes to show how long, not only did I leave that under the chair for a few years, right? But also, there must be so much dust in this thing, I'd hate to think. Do you know what? I hate these ones. These ones are a frigging nightmare to try and pull and pry this back because of these lugs. These 360s they are notorious. They're a bloody nightmare. You have to pry them. Obviously, Ace earlier on, when we was in Mr. Pico's chat, did make me laugh on that front. Said Ace was having nightmares. Obviously, yeah, nightmares about Mr. Swindon. Obviously, I nearly fell off the chair through laughter. All I heard he say, what? So I thought, oh, right, okay. I thought, actually, it was quite funny. It did make me laugh. We all come here, we all give a little bit of trolling, but we love it, really. They all love it. It's all in good. It's all in good team. That's what it is. We can all take a joke. Do you know what? I'm fed up. I keep bending and fucking up tweezers at the end of the day. I've beat so many tweezers up. It's unbelievable. Michael's playing. Mr. Worms is on. I think he's on Michael's stream because he's playing Resident Evil 9. But I'd rather work on a console. You know, get the practice in. There you go. And the good thing is you ain't got to take none of that. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, Pico, this is going to be covered. I've got a really bad feeling. I have, seriously, this is not looking good so far. This is going to be... Yeah. I have got the X-Clamp tool, sir. I 100%... Well, you say that. I better double check. Because I did have the X-Clamp tool. If it's not in here... Now, the last X-Clamp, the last one I used, obviously I broke 2 trace on the board because I got a bit careless of being careful to lift up the X-Clamp. And lucky enough, Charles was, that was the stream that Charles was doing. He was repairing the traces that the dozy dude here that ended up breaking it in return. So I won't be doing that again on that front. Let me see if I've got my X-Clamp. I've got to find that, because obviously this is going to have fresh thermal paste. Oh, here we go. I've got it here. There you go. That's the one you talked about, Ace. That's the X-Clamp tool. No, I've got it. That's cool. Carrefour. Why don't you remove that old plastic? Why don't you remove the plastic from that mat? Yeah, actually, it's not a bad idea, is it? I'm going to get one of them lazy mats, because I'm thinking that I need to work on bigger stuff. Oh, look how lovely and clean that is. Yeah, the lazy mat ones are they are nicer mats up front. I don't want to get it dirty. That's why I left it on. Yeah, you don't want to get that. You don't want to get that mat dirty. Well, that's why I left it on. I didn't really want to get the mat dirty up front. Oh, we got an hard drive. What we got? 250 gig. Okay. Right. Well, obvious. These bloody things are a nightmare to work on. That's why I like my flat spatula, because I'll get in between and it just helps to pry them up just ever so slight. There you go. Now I can do the same thing again. Lift that. And try and take those. Sissy, how do you plug in the multi-plug at once? Right, the multi-plug. Well, have you got one of the multi-plugs? I assume you have. I've never used a multi-plug on that front, so don't quote me on that, sir, because obviously the USB key always do. They recommend when you use the USB key, they recommend that you do it, not use a multi adapter, because just in case it causes confliction, they recommend that you put that in any port but separate, away from anything else, because it could upset the soft mod break on that front. It might not glitch properly. That's the idea. God, this is going to be dusty as hell. I've got a really bad feeling this is going to be covered inside. Oh, fuck me, God, come on. There we go. These 360s really don't like being taken apart. Look, I've bent them tweezers up. So I mean with them, they're crap. They'd be fine. You're gonna get like Mr. Swede. It'd be fine. Don't worry about it, guys. Yeah, I'm thinking. Obviously, Aggie Andy gets Aggie when you start retracting messages. He had 84 people in his stream. He in the end, he said, I had to turn off the counter. He said, I can't watch when there's 84 watching. He said, it's mental on that front. He said, that puts me off my stream. I mean, we are bloody lucky you have 84. Message retracted. Thanks, Carrefour. You won't get told off for here. Message retracted. Yep, do that with Mr. Swindons and you get told off. Oh, and no chatting in chat. That's another one. Yeah, he said that's what Discord's for, not chatting in here. Oh, for fuck's sake. How difficult is it just to take off a frigging epoxy lug? Seriously? Right, where's that torch? Oh god, yeah, this is covered. I've just looked in there. I wish I never looked down. Oh my god, this has got a lot of fluff. Be prepared when I get this off. I've just looked for a brief second with that torch. Yeah, use the use that delighted tool in the hand from on the other side. Yeah, obviously I can't seem to the lugs. You have to put it at an angle and then pull it back. Oh, for freaking crying out loud. Seriously? I've never had the ones that's given me this amount of aggravation. What it is, the lug is strapped over, so you've got the lip. And that's what, yeah. Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, it'll do it permanently. So what you got to do, you got to put it at an angle and then probe it. But the fucking cheap metal on here, look at it. It's bending the bloody metal. It's literally bent it like a banana. And all I'm doing is bending tweezers up, trying to fucking dig it down and pry it back. Thank God for that. Look how small that lug is. That's a prime example of what I've just said. Oh my Pete. Yeah, it shows you how easy these tools are to open. Here, I've not opened this, right? Obviously, it's not been open for a few years, right? I've never opened this up. And already, I can see I know this is why I've got two green rings flashing up. Look at the amount of fluff that's in here. This has obviously never been opened up. This ain't been RGH. This ain't even been touched. Yeah, dusty. Put it in the skip. Now, if Worms was in, he'd put the bin command up. Obviously. That's really bad. Really, really bad. That's not the worst one, though. What did I have? I had a GameCube, right? Yeah, what did you do on the unshackle menu? Unshackle menu, you shouldn't have to go into unshackle menu, sir. That front. The unshackle menu, you have to use the you shouldn't really, because the key should do it for you. It just boots straight in. That's the idea of me doing the bad avatar update one, because obviously it just does it for you. That front. So yeah, you shouldn't really go on that. You shouldn't really have to go touch that at all. Because the unshackle is all of the files where it's all configured. Jesus Christ, that is, yeah. I think there's going to be more fluff inside this. Now, Michael said there's a pinhole behind here, and he's right, there is a pinhole right underneath on there to release the mechanism. And I hate these ones because they're not like all the others where you have to release them up. But he said that you have to peel this back, and then there's a tiny pinhole, and he's right, there is. Right on one side, so you've got to peel this back, and the hole is up here. Here it is, there's the tiny pinhole. Now you need a thin pair of tweezers just to probe that and push that in and release. But before I do that, yeah, look, that's already done, see? So yeah, Michael's right. He obviously, because he's done loads of these. And Ace, I assume Ace has done, well, he's done untold consoles. That front. There you go. So I can put that back there. So I ain't got to worry about it. That's the hardest point over. Oh, hold up. Let me get the Hoover. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's all gone over me. Oh, for crying out loud. Me, fluff is falling out of this. Jesus, it's covered. It's even inside. Oh my God. I've never even seen it. Bloody no, it is absolutely. I'd hate to think what it's going to be like. It's inside. If it's all on the outside, what's the inside like? Right, obviously, God, I've got that's a little bit better. Let me take the Wi-Fi thing out. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Well, as they says, oh boy. Yeah, that vac really needs to be emptied. Yeah, so, yeah, just a little. only a little bit. Fault fix. Oh, by the way, you're happy? Are you happy with that Dyson? I really like the VCs. Oh, the yes, because I think I've got one out there, VC, but I've never used it. It's a small one. Obviously, I've got a couple of Hoovers. So one of them I repaired on that front. Had a bad battery, and then the other one, the battery blew up. The management system override. The battery didn't explode, but what it did do, it took out the charger. It exploded the charger, which I had to put on that front. But yeah, won't do that again. It goes to show what these are like. Right, well, that's one good thing. I can put these into here, and then that, then I know where they are. Right, let me unplug this. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how Michael managed to do these, but that RGH in, when you put the custom LEDs, I tried to do it, and I'll tell you, it's not easy to do. This one, obviously the later versions, God, look at all the dust around here. I mean, this is a dust magnet or what? That is astronomical, the amount of dust. I'm going to be frightened to open this up to find out. Hey, it's Mr. Chris himself. Another Xbox. I found another 2 Xboxes, Chris. They was under the chair. So, yeah, another 2. This is obviously another Slim. I found a Slim, but it's overeating. I'm not surprised. The amount of dust under it was unbelievable. Right, come on, guys. What do you reckon? Put your bets on. What do you reckon? This thing was sounding like a jet engine when I switched this on, and I went, oh, I better switch this off because it's going to overheat and get a red ring. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jesus! She's covered. Gee, yeah, that's not. This ain't been touched. That's absolutely covered in there. Look at the amount of dust sitting in. Yep. Yeah, this ain't good. Really, I should wear gloves. Let me go and put a pair of gloves on. Fucking, that's the dustiest Xbox I've seen so far. I've worked on. Yeah, I'm not touching that. I'm just going to get contaminated. Yeah, the name's Skip. Dusty Skip. I've got gloves on, that's alright. I'll wear that. Fuck. No wonder this thing sounds like a jet engine. I can't wonder at it. What do they do to these poor Xboxes? What do they do? Literally, they just think... Do you know, when I see Andy working, the worst one by far, I think it's got to be the GameCube that I worked on, right? And it was covered. It was dusty bin, yeah. The GameCube that I'd done, got donated to me from the charity when I was working for one of the charities. It come in, we couldn't sell it, right? So it was all wrapped in a bag, and I went, "What's up with this?" She went, "Well, it's got to be binned. We can't sell it. Look at the state of it." I said, "No, I'll have it." She went, "Well, you take it," right? And obviously it was a GameCube, black one, and I kid you not, mould outside and inside. I had to wear a mask and gloves. I've never seen that amount on there. Now you've got like Smurf hands. Oh yeah, blue hands. Well, Mr. Pico, look at the amount of dust in here, right? I can't wonder at it why this thing sounds like a jet engine, that front. It's absolutely caped inside here. This has never been taken apart, right? Obviously, now I know the reasons why this sounds like a jet engine when this turns on. I bet that thermal paste is well dried up in here, well and truly. Look, outside, look. Jesus. Let's see if you can write your name. Yeah, that's, look, there's dust even, look at the amount of dust. It's just literally running around down the side. Oh my God. No wonder the bloody thing weren't working on that front. Jesus, yeah, you probably, I mean, look, that proves it, doesn't it? If you've got that much dust on there, you're probably one of the reasons why your Xbox is overheating on that front. So yeah, this is going to have to be a complete strip down, and oh God, I don't even want to get it on me. I don't want no contamination. I'm going to have to completely give that a clean. Look, fucking dust on that, Jesus. Now, obviously, this has been sitting under the chair for a couple of years. Well, obviously, I forgot all about it because I had other things. So, but obviously, that's not just my dust. That was dust before that on top of that as well. And clearly, like I said, this ain't been touched. Far from it. Right, so I think the next component is bolts out. And get this board out. Yeah, rest in peace, Hot Cows. I'm charging your thing up. Mr. Hot Cows, I've been playing on that for the last 3/4 of an hour. Right, I've put all, I don't need to download any games. Obviously, once I've got it connected, it pulls all the games from the internet and pulls it down. Obviously, I've got to have to upgrade the I have to upgrade the micro SD card because the games, he's saying that your memory's full up. I love it, absolutely love it. I couldn't stop putting it. I've got all the favourites on there. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. I've never owned one, but I absolutely glad now I do. It's now great in the collection. Guess what I found, Mr. Hot Cows? Another 2 Xboxes, and you're not going to believe this, right? Guess what Xbox I found in the return that I found? Look, I found another Slim. So this one's overheating. It works, but it started to sound like a jet engine, and then all of a sudden I had 2 green rings flash up, and I think when I touched it, the dust and the fluff was falling out of this poor machine. So I need to change that part there. Where's my little zip zip? Zip zip. Where's my zip zip? Why can't I find it? I'll tidy everything up and I'll make things 500 times worse when I can't find Friggle chopsticks. Oh no, here it is. It's over here, alright, because it's got the tool on it. I've got the bloody tool for this, ain't I? Because the tool, I feel like I've got a bleeding tool, and no, I tell you. But why am I struggling with that? Because they're for watches, really. They're not designed for motorised. For these are going to be torqued up. There's the part for it, which is here. There you go. And then I can put that bit on there. Put that on there. Put that on there. And I don't lose none of that. That's better. The right tool for the right job. The whale stick's not powerful enough to actually take them out. Yeah, I absolutely, I love that 3DS. What a great bit of kit that is. God, this is going to have to, this is definitely going to have a deep clean. Pull that off. Lovely. Now this should come out. Well, he says, no you didn't, because you didn't take that one out. What a, the word Wally comes to mind because I forgot. Yeah, Wally. Yeah, it makes me really happy when you enjoy using it. I love it. I absolutely love it. One of the best things. So, did you get any of your surprise, or did your wife claim it? And I've sent you a little thank you card as well. So, like I said, I love the card. The card was a great little capture. I see the card and I went, that fits Mr. Rockhouse perfectly. Love it. I absolutely love that. God, yeah. This has even got dusty inside as well as the outside. Pab Electric. Hey, yes, another one, Pab. I found another 2 Xboxes under the chair. Obviously, this one was overeating. Right front. I'll go through more Xbox 360s than what Russ does in a week. Obviously, but I'm trying not to kill them. Obviously, I can't keep giving them to Mr. Rockhouse to say doing trace repairs on that front. Well, I'm going to be really ultra careful when I come to take that X-Clamp off, because I do not want to rip a trace again. That one. So, obviously, this is just overeating. Yeah, don't kill the trace. No, I am not going to kill the trace. I will try my utmost hardest to be ultra careful with that bloody extraction tool. Oh God, guys, look at the fluff that's falling out of it. This thing's just dusty as hell. It's really dusty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the nozzle. Oh, look at the state of that. That's full up. I better don't put that tool in the pond. I'm going to have to empty that. Obviously, that's all full up. Let me empty the Dyson. Give me a minute. Fucking Dyson's even full up with fluff. I completely missed the card. I've just looked in the box, pissing myself laughing. I'll pop a photo up on your Discord. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't see the card in this. So obviously, great card, that is. Great card. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the wide, I'm going to leave this nozzle off, right? And then I'm going to get the little brush, my fancy brush and just give her just a brush, because I don't want to breathe all that toxic dust in. Yeah, it goes with the groove on that bend of that X clamp. Yes, well, I'm going to try and do it away from the bloody traces, because obviously this is what killed the board last time. Hey, Underglow, Angie, how you doing, my friend? Thanks for popping on. Obviously you're not seeing things. I found another 2 Xbox 360s under the chair. Light dusting. This will get a good portion of it out. Well, no, I ain't done that bit. I tell you, this is why I like a good makeup brush. You love it. Well, the mat ain't clean anymore, because now the mat was a brand new mat. Now it's a dusty mat. Great. Lovely. Yet the man that looks like an accident times that's waiting for all that dust. Well, how long does it take to build up dust inside as well as outside like that? It must take a long time. That's all I say. Oh, look at the state of that mat. Prime example. Give me a minute. Let me clean that mat up. Well, the mat's a little bit cleaner. So, now we can put that back. Thank God I wore gloves, I tell you. That's all I was saying. Thank God I put bloody gloves on. Right. Now, I cleaned that, and already there's a big dob of dust particles floating around inside there. Right. Now, this is the most trickiest part of the lot. Now, I've took loads of these 360s off. That's the first time I've ever done trace damage. No, just by using an X clamp. So obviously I'm going to need to put this, just bend it ever so slight. It just worries me now because I don't want to break the trace on this one. Right, that one's off. That's off. And then normally I'll just give him a wiggle like that. No. No, she's all right. I'm going to inspect it now. I'm going to inspect it. No, I'm good. No trace damage. So you only need to get 2 off. Yeah, don't pull it down because that's what does it. Yeah. But they're a nightmare to get off. No, there's no... Oh, my God. Look at the dust on that. Ha, ha, Jesus. There's not even no thermal paste. There's not even no thermal paste on it. Oh, my God. No wonder, literally, nice. No wonder this thing's sounding like a jet engine. Jesus. Lick it. No. No, I'm not licking it. You're doing Andy, really. That's what I always say. When Andy always does, when he had the cat pee one on there, he went, I'm not touching that. I went, well, lick it, just to taste it. Just see if it is cat pee. Obviously, we was all saying the same thing. Go on, lick it. Go on, lick it. You know you want to lick it. You're just tempted to lick it. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ. I've never seen that, man. Yeah, give it a good old sniff. Fucking sniff that. I'll tell you what. I bet you'd be more than I. Obviously. Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. That, do you know what? There's not even no thermal paste on it. Do you know, seriously, that's why this thing's overeating. I'm amazed it ain't got the red ring. Look, I cleaned that board, look. And already, dust particles must have come through. It's still going onto the bloody board. Give me a minute. Let me just give that a quick hoover up. Fucking Jesus. It's the dustiest X-Pots I've worked on by far. Ain't that? Jesus, the amount of dust on that one. You know what they say, I was waiting for it to come out, dusty mucker. I was waiting for it saying, give your meat a good old rub. The commands are working, guys. I'm surprised you ain't used them. Put it in the bin.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Yeah. Thanks, Undergrowth. Oh, there you go. Bin. Put it in the bin. Borat comes out. Here we go.
King in the castle, king in the castle. Have a chair, I have a chair. Oh, go do this, king in the castle.
One command after the other. There you go. That's what we love. We do love the old commands. Power. Carfoil's power. I haven't done the other commands yet. I have literally been swamped under on that front. Hotcales is clipping. Well, no wonder that's got on there. That literally, as you see, look. Now, I've not touched it. It's crusty as anything. There's literally no thermal paste on that at all. Undergo, how do you, do you have the hello there? No, I haven't. I haven't had time to put that. I've got another 7 commands to actually update to put on, which obviously they take a little while to do. That takes, just to put about 7 on, it takes about 40 minutes to get it all configured and set up. I'm worried about that dust. It's making me feel ill. Jesus. God, and it don't help because Bronson's just bloody farted. Oh my God. I'm going to get a fart command. Do you know what? I need that for Bronson, I tell you. He's off. Oh, don't worry. I've got a new can of air freshener anyway, so I'm not really bothered. That front. God, but blimey, really? He drops his bells. That lad, he don't care. He really don't care. Well, by far, that is the most, not the oil, not the dirtiest, but I would say it's very dusty. It's good that you, it's, oh God, look, it's even dusty under here. Oh God, fucking Jesus. Everything I'm taking apart, look, it's just like it's leaving a trail of dust everywhere. How old is he? Bronson's coming up to 3 years old. So he's still a young dog, really. comparing. My two Rotties that I had on that front, one was 14, the other one was 13. So the Rotties done really well on that front. They don't normally live that long. I'll give them the best of their life anyway. I spoil them too much. That's why they had all the dogs I've had. I've had quite a few. Jesus, look, the fucking dust is all falling through it. Mate, all I say is, thank God that I've got gloves on. Literally. The dust on that is just that's just far too disgusting. Far too disgusting. I don't even want to contemplate. Let me just inspect this board, because obviously I want to make sure I get all that dust off. Well, I'll say one thing. Look what the dust has done. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it'll be the time you finish with it. Yeah, it's be as good as new. Look what that dust has done. I don't know if you guys can see it. Right? It looks like it's left a crust mark all the way around here. Can you guys see it? It's like it's gone up here, round here, where the CPU's been sitting. It's literally left a trademark of literally it's imprinted on the board. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I can't put it in the ultrasonic cleaner because I haven't got the detergent to clean it on that front. But it's going to be a lot better than what it is. Obviously, that thermal paste has gone well crusty. But I literally, a good wash with IPA. I think I will do that, Mr. Pitco, sir. I think you're right. First thing I need to do is clean this. This is the things on it, not in greatest of condition. I need to clean that. Where's that cloth? Yeah. Let's get. I'll tell you what. Let me grab the vinegar. Yeah, is that it's cement now? Obviously. Underglow. Yeah, you're not wrong there, sir. Definitely cement. 100%. It's gone past that stage. No, this ain't been RGH'd. I've just looked at the board and I'll quickly show you. Because now I've got all the fluff off it. This ain't been RGH'd. So there's no RGHing on this at all. So two wires have to be glitched over in that front. So this could be, yeah, it's morphed. It's definitely morphed. It's morphed into something. I'd hate to think. Now, this is when I get the old Glem out. Get the old Glem white vinegar. That's right, I've got my gloves on. Now, the only downside is it's going to stink of vinegar. But I need some of that industrial cleaner, what Mr. Pitco's got. That proper industrial stuff. That's good gear, because that'll clean it. God, absolutely, that is really rancid. I'm just glad that Mr. Pitco's managed to fix that, because obviously I don't think you'd be able to buy that part for that component that was obviously melted. And now you see me clean with Q-tips on there, right, on that front, and even with all the Q-tips I used, I must have used about 20 Q-tips because it had gone like black sludge. Yeah, I'll send you some of that cleaner. Yeah, thanks, bud. I'll use that. I've got a spare bottle, so I'll put some in a bottle on that front, and that'll come handy when I come to do some cleaning. Yeah, that component. If you did, I wouldn't have had, even if I had the schematics, and they're saying that bit of plastic, obviously that was a rubber wheel, I wouldn't have had a bit of that rubber piping. So it was just as well it went to you, because that obviously played out quite well. Good little find that was on that front. I knew there was something missing. I couldn't put my finger on it. I said it's rather Neil, what's that? Oh right, yeah. He's basically, he said, like, you know, obviously looking at the industrial side, that buying that, trying to get that component, you ain't going to get that component. There's just no way you're going to get a component for that. And that, you know, I just knew you wouldn't, because, like you said, it's vintage. Yeah, right. Got to go to chat and have a good day, stream Mick, and have, yeah, thanks for popping on, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, so obviously using that bit of piping, but obviously I thought it was going to be a jammed mechanism or something like that, or something wasn't engaging properly. That's what made me stop and realise on that front, just in case. But now when you looked at it, it wasn't. But I was on the right source of what you said. I was near enough there. But I wouldn't have had that pipe. There's no way I would have had that pipe. And I wouldn't have even thought about coming up with something like that. It wouldn't have even entered my head. So, yeah, sometimes this is where you need just a little bit out of perspective, just to sit back and think about it. So, no, good shout. Very good shout. I'm just glad that, you know, hoping now. And I wouldn't have cut them wires anyway. I wouldn't have cut them, because it's not right to cut that type of wire, because once you break the strands on it, it never goes back right, which I don't like to do. Yeah, sometimes you got to think outside the box. Yeah, but I wouldn't have cut them wires. That's one thing I wouldn't have done. I wasn't happy of doing it. I was only just thinking out loud, thinking, is there alternatives? I always try to look for alternatives before you actually do it and think about it, and then you think, oh no, perhaps that's not a great idea. This is the reasons why I said, when I was doing a trace repair, and I went, I really should stop here, because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to make it worse. Someone else can come in and actually saying, I can do that, make that, you know, make it right. Charles come along, obviously Mr. Rockhouse himself, and said, yeah, I can do that. And that's why I stopped. Exactly the reason. So sometimes it just pays you just not to get too far ahead of yourself. It's like when Russ was doing that port, he was obviously putting the port on, off, and I know what was going to happen. He'd done that a few times. That board is ultra thin. It won't take too kind to all that heat. You'll warp the board, you'll popcorn it, and you'll take all the trace off it, and then it's game over. Sometimes you're better off doing what Ace says sometimes, is put it to one side, come back to it another day. Fresh mind, fresh thing, and then have a go again. Don't carry on. And this is why, I know your brain's telling you, because you want to carry on. But sometimes you could actually make it 500 times worse than what it is, and you think, oh, perhaps I should have done that now, it's too late. I've done it because I fell victim to it. But now I've sort of learned. Now, if I'm not comfortable and think, oh, this is not right, I'll just stop. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with admitting that you can't do it at the moment. Yeah, and that's just it. Obviously, I've got to the point where now, if I'm not comfortable, where thinking, oh, I should really stop here because I know what's going to happen up front, I won't do it again. So just stop to what you're doing. Don't carry on because of the stream. Move on to something else. Because obviously you're only doing it through content, but obviously it's going to go tits up, and then that's it, it's game over. you're not obviously not going to. It's not going to go down too great when you now popcorn the board and take all the trace off it. Look at me with that doing them LEDs. Them LEDs, how micro are them LEDs? El Stevo, white vinegar is brilliant for eating away. Yeah, for eating away for corrosion. Yes, obviously. Yeah, you're right. It is. It is great for eating away corrosion. I normally use white vinegar when I'm doing the corrosion. You know, when you left batteries in, things like that, for components on it. But yeah, it's great for also clean. It's a good degreaser. Cuts right through on that front, but the freaking dust, it's just got everywhere. So yeah, I think Mr. Russ should have just stopped there and moved on, and then come back to it with a little bit more of a fresher way, and then realise and think, yeah, that way I don't make a hashtag out of it. He was so lucky he did not delaminate that board. You know, take the trace off it, because it would have just been game over. It would have just been a parts board. And that's what you need to do sometimes. Obviously, we're all still getting there. Unless you're like Ace or Mr. Swindon, but then obviously, like you said, or Nanofix, any of them, they work on them 24/7. So obviously they can do it with ease. Well, look at Mr. Swindon. How many times has he bought with bad ports when he's done? Obviously, when he's done Nintendo Switches, he's done them perfectly. Put them on, come back, and it's had a bad port. They just must be bad ports where he gets them out of where he buys them. And and I've seen that myself time and time again. I thought he's put the tip thing in, and it's obviously read up as a bad port. And there's nothing wrong with his work, nothing wrong with it at all. It's just the way the ports are. Bloody frustrating, though, because you're just thinking, bloody hell, I can't keep taking these on and off, because they're just going to lift a trace. Yeah, it happens to everyone from time to time. We're humans. We're all going to make mistakes, no matter how good. It just happens. Yes, very true. Now, that is lovely, squeaky clean, right? Drop of vinegar. Done. Right, now. Let me grab. Well, I couldn't say what's been eating the tea, and I can't say it's Bronson, because obviously he didn't actually eat that. Yeah, with AliExpress, with a sort of like, yeah, it's missing with the parts. Obviously, that's the trouble with when you're using third-party companies. You don't know, you know, you don't know if you're getting genuine components or not. I phone ding-dongs all bloody day long. God, just stink of that vinegar. Absolutely, it's a wrench. The smell of that. Jesus, yeah, she's dusty. Very, very dusty. Yeah, let me over that up. Thank God I've got gloves on, that's all I'll say. Yeah, you want some chips with that? Yeah, definitely, you definitely will. I'll tell you what, it bloody stinks with vinegar. It absolutely reeks. God, that was fizzing. That fizzed. That must have ate into the crumb. Jesus. I mean, you're never going to get it unless you put it in an ultrasonic. I'm not going to do that because I ain't got the cleaning solution. I've only got cleaning solution for carburetors. obviously because I was doing it with the motorbike. Hot cows. I have to say, I've had about 95% success rate with stuff all off alley. And I don't even order stuff like the M92 T36s because they very often, it's off the M, so they have been fairly faulty. But I've been refunded after the returns. Yeah, obviously, like you said, it's all about. Mr. Swindon found that out. How many of them ports did he buy? When I think he did. I think he bought about 10. He bought them in a big pack. There was more than. I think there might have even been more than 10 in a pack. He done three. He'd done 3 Nintendo Switches, and every single port that he put on was flawless. Every time he put it on, plugged it in, and there was about 4 things flagged up on the tip. Said no, sorry, it's no good, and he ended up being bad ports. Yeah, they're pretty good of refunding any issues. Well, much better than DPD. When it comes to damaging parcels, that to me was disgraceful, very disgraceful. And look how well you wrapped that up, that record player. All right, I know that was 25 kg. It weighed an absolute. It was an absolute ton. That front. Right. Well, we've got. The heck is that? Oh. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, no hot cows. Stu's in. Is Michael still playing his game? Is he getting killed? Yeah, Stu, you're not seeing things. I found another 2 Xboxes. You must have been kidding me when it's saying, what exercise do they give? Yeah. Oh, Jesus, look how crusty that is. Jesus, right, okay. Yep, I would say that's never ever been cleaned. Never. Oh God, it's all falling off. Fuck. It's just clumps of it. It's just coming off in clumps. That's well dried. That's another Mr. Pico, if you see another one of these type of chips come in, the Xbox 360, right? And you see one like you're delaminating on the board on there, take the chip off that one as well, because that one would be great to have that one in my collection, because these look like from the Xbox Ones, right? That's obviously for the Xbox One model. And I want to put all of the Xboxes all on one plaque. I want to make a plaque up and have all these on together. So then what I'll do, I'll list them underneath what they're off. And then I want to put that on display. So, like, you know, obviously the chipsets, because these are custom chipsets for designed for that board, and that'll actually be quite nice to have, you know. So yeah, good shout on them ones. That's why I like. Oh my God! Right, let me grab that one. Fuck me, it's just clumps of it. Nice. Right. Now what I can do now is give that board a little bit of a scrub where it's had all of that brown staining all over it. So what I'll do, I'll soak it with IPA and give it a good clean all round here. It looks like he's stained it. God, didn't IPA stink? God, Jesus. Yeah, don't breathe. Don't breathe IPA in. It's obviously not good for your health. It's obviously, you know, I can feel the fumes off that. You know, at the end of it, you know, you think, God, you get high as a kite. I just don't want to breathe in. I'm literally just sitting right next to it, and I'm breathing in the fumes. I'm thinking, cool, yeah, that's no wonder. Yeah, not sort of sober. No, obviously not. I mean, glad I weren't smoking. You know what happened with the coda? He nearly caught himself alight. See, yeah, which didn't go down too great by anyone's standards. Well, I would say one thing: this bloody board is a damn good clean. Now I'm going light here because I'm not going mad, because I don't want to knock any of the bloody components off. Yeah, the coda is infamous. Yeah, he's infamous for that now. Well, you never let that down, not cows. I clipped that. I done one. I done what you did. I got the clipper out and I went, I've got to clip that. At the end of the day, that's ultimate. That is definitely for the ultimate. No one clipped it. I'm actually amazed no one clipped it. And I went, well, if Hot Cows was in, he would have definitely clipped it, 100%. I went, well, if no one else is going to clip it, I'll clip it. And I clipped it, and that's it. Yeah, I hope you like, Mr. Hotcalves, I hope you like that card. That was actually quite a good card that I got you on that front. I was trying to look for something that matches with your title. And I absolutely loved it. And I'll see it. I went, I've got to get that. I've got to get that card. That card is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I want to learn how to check out quote. I won't want to check out his insurance quote. So yeah, you think yeah. Cause of fire? Yeah, me putting 10 amps with IPA and igniting it and catching it alight. You can't get out of that one. Well, that obviously that's not gonna cover you on that front. Right, where's that frigging blower? You know, down here. Hot Cows. Posted it on Discord. I can't believe you actually got a card of a cow going, moo. I loved it. That's why I got it. I see it, and I went, oh, he's going to love that. I'm hoping he's going to love it. You know, I'm thinking it puts you right down to a T, sir. And I went, that's brilliant. Well, as it got rid of the brown staining, well, some of it, it really needs, yeah, obviously it still needs a bit more, but what I'm worried about, you've got bridges here, right this section here, and obviously it bridges straight to the APU itself. Now, if these are covered in dust, they could act like a short, which I'm a little bit concerned about. Now, I'll give that a damn good scrub. I'm going to go over just this section here, which I'm a little bit worried. Now, these models obviously don't suffer so much of the red ring issues like the Zephyrs do. The Zephyrs are obviously have got a really high failure rate, 70% apparently, 70% of a failure of a red ring. That's why Michael said it's not worth them RGHing, but that's why I'd rather do it on them, right, just to boost my confidence in doing RGH. I think this is what Rush should do. I think Rush should practice. Instead of just going straight in for the kill, I think you should buy some damaged boards, right, and just practice doing what Mr. Pico said just a little while ago. Obviously, I'm going to learn to do that. I've got a couple of old boards that are completely knackered. I'm going to start learning to take components off, use the hot air, get the airflow right, just get myself to retake it off and put it back on. Because Russ is obviously, he's nearly there, but he just needs a bit more practicing that front. It's like you said, I think a little bit more practice, 100%, he'll get there. And then it'll be okay. And again, you've got to keep doing it near enough every day. This is why Ace and Mr. Swindon do it every day, so that's why they do it flawless. And NanoFix, he's another one, he just does it so natural. You're not going to have any problems. Yeah, I've only just released released Mick, the light, like the blue mat. Yeah, obviously that was thanks to a subscriber that donated it to me on that front. It was just them little components. What it is, you've got some components on here, right up here, and obviously you can't see it because it's got too much bloody glare as always. I tilt the board. These components short to the APU, right? The dust was in between that. The only thing is, these don't take too kind. If the dust acts, because that can act like a short, cause problems to the APU itself, which you don't really want. So obviously it comes off all these chips, comes off this main chip here, then goes on to the main, like the main chip itself. But there was bridging right in between all the gunk, and it just literally gunked itself on. So really, you want to keep them free if you can. But everything else looks clean there. I mean, I've cleaned that up a lot better than what it was. How this thing never ever overheated, I don't know. Flipping hell, Mick, you was able to eat your tea with that board and then finish it. Yes, obviously. Oh, Steve-O, you're not wrong there, my friend. You know, it's like you said, obviously literally, comparing how dusty this thing was absolutely nasty. Very nasty. And now she's all squeaky clean. So what I'm going to do is start putting her back together, because obviously it sounded like a jet engine starting up. I went, oh, this is not good. This is not sounding good, that front, which I don't, you know, not ideal. So you'll be able to eat your tea off that board once you finish with it. I think I will, 100%. Once I've finished with that board, it'll be done. I won't have any issues. So I've got to get this right now, so I can put that heat sink on after, which I'm not bothered, right? So I need thermal paste. Good. Find some. Now I need that spatcher, what obviously Mr. PCDD gave me, which I did find, and I put it in there. There you go. So clean the board. So no, this ain't been RGH'd, but he's just dusty. I weren't going to do a stream. It was only to you guys actually come on, and I said to, I actually did say to Mr. Pico, because obviously he was on his way back home. He said, "You going to do a stream?" I went, "Yeah, I could do. Jump on. I want to see how dirty this Xbox was." Obviously, when it said it was been sitting underneath the chair for a few years. Yeah, you weren't kidding. Is that empty? Jesus. That's empty. There ain't no more in it. Damn it. Well, that one's empty. I use a little bit of a MX6. Fucking running out of thermal paste now. Great. I'll have to order some more. Oh, this one's alright. I've got two notches on this one. That's good thermal. That's good thermal shit. Now, spudger and spread. Hate these things because they never ever spread 100% the way you want it. You know. I'm still using my Xbox that Joey repaired for us because obviously I bought it with a bad port, and Joey does tech repaired it free of charge for me. He didn't charge me. Done a free repair. It just needed, but even he turned around and said, and it had to be on mine, didn't it? It had to be on my Xbox, the one that I purchased, because I bought it as a 40 with a HDMI port. Joey couldn't get it off. It wouldn't come off. Apparently they got glue. Apparently they got glue dots on them. I didn't know that front. Joey actually said. He said normally these come off. He said they got glue dots on it, and even with his skills, just like everything else, he was struggling to get this off. And he said, "Lord of glove," he said, "this should have come off by now." Right, obviously there must be someone named Chat that he talks to. He said, "I've never in all the years," he said, "worked on an Xbox that won't, with a port that won't come off. Yeah, that paste looks old." Yeah, that other stuff I've just took off from there. This stuff, it's the PC gear. Yeah, that's not good. That obviously that's not supposed to go like that. It's gone like putty. This stuff's all right though. This has done a job. So obviously we've got heatsink. Yeah, he couldn't get this component off. It would not come off. And up front. No, it's not on that one. It ain't that one. Bloody no, which way does this go round? There you go. That looks better. That's better. For crying out loud. Just keep hooked up. Right. So where's that X clamp? when that's back on, right, we got the X clamp on. I've got the spacer in between it. Just make sure that I put the spacer in to separate it. Yeah, that all looks good to me. Now I can put this back on. Now this only goes round a certain way because of the component which it's got to come around here. That's why I always do it last, because if you forget where you take it off, it then should just all tie together like that. And it does. Sort of all matches up where it was previous. Yeah, that's alright. Fine. I've got to clean these other components up, obviously. Hold up, that's not them. Ain't them ones. Oh, here they are. They're over here. Okay, and where's the bloody components for this? Me, I shouldn't have it on max settings. Quite, I'll over talk it. Strip the thread. Now, obviously, this works. Obviously, it's quite a good tool. I'm really impressed. That's it. Cool. Now that looks a damn sight more cleaner now, comparing to what it was a few moments ago when I obviously took that off. Clean that nozzle. Yeah. Right. Now, before I put this back, I'll lay this on the box so it don't get damaged. Now, where's the casing? Because obviously, I still ain't cleaned the case. Because obviously I've been cleaning the board that front. That paste, that thermal paste looked old. It wasn't looking great. Yeah, she's still a dusty bunny. Well, that weren't. That fell over. Oh. Obviously, I tipped it up. It fucking went clong. What was that? Oh, don't worry, it only hit the TV. Oh, fucking. Well, she's a lot better than what she is. I don't want to put this back into a dusty case. I double checked that inspection that I did not take any track damage to that. Obviously, it's the only thing. That's what causes it, hot cows. Obviously, like when you're putting that tool in, right, and you're taking these off, because people say they use screwdrivers, and I cringe when they use screwdrivers. And I went, Christ, you've only got a slip. You've gauged that. It's game over on that board. Even with the right tool, right, obviously I damaged 2 trace just by lifting it up. But then there's no other way of getting these off. This is why they're an absolute nightmare on these. Yeah, I managed to actually get that one quite easy now. Yeah, obviously, still not an easy task. It may look, because you was close up on the camera, but to the naked eye, I can't see that. If you try to look from this camera, from this perspective, that's just how your eye is, until you put it under a microscope. So obviously, you look how thin these traces are. You're thinking, yeah, but I can just budge it from one side. Well, good luck trying to find it. Even, obviously, with a microscope, it makes it look bigger. But even that is still small under a microscope. It's what I said. It's not an easy task. It's really difficult. It's way up. It's past a 10. It's way up past a 10 on that front. Try to do damage trace repair. It's like you said in the live stream. Yeah, obviously... even with your shaky hands, you know, at the end of the day, obviously, like, but it goes to show that these jobs were manufactured. It's all done by machine. It wasn't done by hands up front. Right, I can take these gloves off now because my hands are starting to sweat. Right, good. Right, well, that's back anyway. That's one good aspect. I can now put the screws back underneath this. Obviously, it's all got to come back off again because I'm going to RGH it, but I'm not going to do it on this one just at the moment. I'll just leave the top part of the lid out. Yeah, but like you said, they are, obviously, it's not for the faint-hearted trying to do something like that. Even though it managed to look it, you've done it. Yeah. Out of tier, yeah, I was 50-50. I think, oh, this might be a no. I've just done it too far. But no, you did. Out of tier, sir. You've done a great job. Most welcome. I'm just grateful that you've done it. Yeah, that the 3DS. What an awesome machine. I've never owned one. My friend's got 2 on that front. But yeah, you are right. I checked the price up. 300 quid, some of them. £300. Some of them 3D XLs. And I thought, Jesus. Yeah, you can't go around giving them away. Obviously, too expensive. That front, far too expensive. But a really nice machine. I don't know how you managed to jailbreak that one. But I was downloading all the games. The only thing is, I've used all the space up on it now, so I'm going to have to take it out. I'll have to order a bigger drive for it. So I can, like a micro SD card. Is there a file size limit you can put on them, Mr. Opcals? Yeah, I enjoy watching Steam Opcals, yeah. Well, as he was ringing me, saying I was live, I was just clicking on to, yeah, exactly the same way of the OG 3DSs, I reckon. Nice, because that really did help to actually get that hacked up front. Because like you said, it does make a difference. They're alright for, like you said, but I was just mesmerised how cool the graphics looked like. It was pop. That is why you said there was 2 versions. You rather go by colour or by the speed. Well, I'd rather go by the speed, because if you're going to have something pop out of a 3D screen, you don't want it lagging, because that could give you a little bit of motion sickness. And I suffer from that really bad motion sickness. It's bad enough with my 3D, me MetaQuest 3 headset. I can only have it on for an hour. That's it. I have to take it off, otherwise I puke up. It's because my brain thinks it's real. But it is cool. It's a really, really cool device. I've like I said, I've never owned one. Yeah, I said I'll make sure that you back up that SD card. I'm going to back that up. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to take that out, sling that on my gaming rig. Mr. PCDD texted me earlier on when I was on Mr. Swindon's channel, and he's got me some, because I'm dangerously low on storage on that front, because I just fill everything up where I back everything up. I have to do it for a reason. It's just in case it fails. And he said that I've got an M.2 for you, and also an SSD, so you can put into this streaming rig, because this one's on its way out. Even though it's healthy, it takes 20 minutes for it to load in. It shouldn't take that long. He said, no, that's not good. That's not an healthy drive. Even though it's saying it's healthy. He said, I'll send you a Samsung Evo over. So he's sending one out, bless him. That'll help me out, because then that means all I have to do is just clone it. I've got the cloning dock. I found it today when I was tidying up. Clone it, and then I can put that straight, but then that's it. I won't have to worry about nothing else. Yeah, he is. Mr. PCDD, he'll help anyone on that front. Again, really helpful. Oh, God, look at that. Look, I didn't clean that, did I? Fucking, look at the state of it. Both sides. It's caped top and bottom. Great. I took my gloves off and all. Okay. Well, that's all put back underneath. So he's sending that through the post, so hopefully I'll get that in the next few. He'll do that 48-hour tracks. He always does. I wanted to send him a little thank you. I always like to send, when people give me things, I always like to send a little thank you, right? It's just common courtesy, right? It's just my nature. I do it. It's just the way I've been brought up from mum and dad. So obviously I wanted to send a little thank you, because he'd give me a PC board to set up, and he went, no, I don't want nothing. I felt really guilty. It's like Mr. Worms. He didn't want nothing. But in the end, I'm nagging him. Even though I put a little, I give him a really good thank you present, and he sent it back on that front. And he said that was naughty of me for doing it. But no, it's my way of saying thank you on that front. And in the end, he gave me it back. So what I've done, I kept on and on at him. I said, Mr. Worms, can I give you something? Because I really feel guilty. And he went, okay. So I sent him a lovely box of chocolates and a thank you card, and he absolutely loved it. So, and again, thanks to Michael Dilemma, me and Michael teamed up, and we give Mr. Worms a special edition Xbox done by Michael, and I supplied the parts as well. So, and again, I've got to thank you. Even Mr. Worms turned around and said the same thing as me. Can I pay for the postage? No. Obviously, for what you've done for me, outweighs for what I can give out in return, because obviously that would have cost me a little pretty penny if I had to get that repaired. So I said, no, it's the least I can do. So it's my way of saying thanks up front. And he loves it, absolutely loves it. That's why I can afford to give things away, because obviously I don't mind if it helps you guys out. And it gets rid of, because I keep putting Xboxes out. I don't know where they're all coming from. They feel like they're coming out of the woodwork. Obviously, this one was stuck under the chair, and I thought I got rid of them. But I text Michael on Discord, And Michael said, because you're not there yet with your skills with doing the nano, when I say the word nano, putting the LEDs in. Now, this has been a slim model. This has, we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 in general, right? 9 LEDs on here. Now, you see how small these are, right? They're absolutely minuscule. Obviously, I butchered it trying to get these out. Tried to put custom LEDs in. Now, I've got them LEDs because I've got the correct ones that Michael said. I can't do it because, seriously, this skill is one that you've really got to have ultra fine precision to actually put these in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to send... Once I get that one back from Mr. Hotcales and it's all up and running, I'm going to partly put it back together. I'm going to ship this one and the other slim to Mr. Michael over in Canada. And he said, yeah, I've got his address. So I'm going to ship these over to Canada. And he's going to do me some custom LEDs on there, on these ones. Because one of them I want to keep, because obviously... if I give everything away, I won't have an Xbox myself, so I want to keep one Xbox back, at least. So, or preferably 2, because just in case one breaks, if it red rings, I'm buggered. So, I'll keep this one for me, just as a spare backup. The others I can give away. So, as long as I've got 2 spares, I'm not bothered. So, the others I can give away, do giveaways. So, yeah, I'm going to give this one and the other one to Michael. And I'll probably go for like a blue and a purple like he done with the other one, and that'd be quite nice to actually go. So yeah, Michael's going to do that one for us. Obviously it's going to cost a little bit sending it to Canada, as long as it don't go to Sweden, because even though Mr. Carfor done a wonderful job on that front, it did cost me a pretty penny. It's just which is a shame, because like you said, I'm sure that DHL stripped me up because I had that professionally weighed on that front, and yeah, they said I never paid enough. Well, when you have to pay up £40 odd one way, and then it costs you another 30, and then another 71, yeah, it starts working out some serious money, and you know, before you know it, you've paid for more than what the machine was worth. But that's just because of the way that their chemical taxes work over in Sweden. But yeah, joke. Yeah, it does. Exactly. Yeah, it's daylight robbery, to be totally honest, on that front. And it's, you go anything above 3 kg to send it to Sweden, right? It literally goes through the roof. It jumped from 45 to 80 odd pound to send it if it's over 3 kg. Yeah, it's because it's portable with like that tariff code. Yeah, and that's obviously, like Carfor says, is of that chemical tax getting thrown of it. But yeah, it just over 3 kg. It spikes from 30, between 36 and 45. It spikes anything over 3 kg. It automatically goes to about £75. It just goes ballistic, absolutely off the scale. And that's one way. That's without it coming back. So yeah, bear that in mind. If you obviously, it's all like Carfor said. It's the tariff codes that actually. Yeah, I don't think it was on all of the tariff codes, but it was obviously sort of part of to do with that, and obviously handling fees, VAT, and everything else. But yeah, and like you said, so you have to keep it below a certain weight because it will just spiral out of control. Right, so this is good enough for a test now, right? So I want to put this into a test mode because I want to test this bloody thing, just make sure this is working and it don't sound like a jet. So I'm going to plug that in. Right, this is going to be fun. Right, obviously I damaged the last time I took that off. Right, I was ultra careful with that, really ultra careful, because it got me bloody paranoid. you know, how bad this thing was. So let me plug in a power supply. And then I can put everything back. Well, remember, I will do an RGH on this, but see my nose. Now, the last time I done it, I got a red ring, right? Because obviously, Dope here ended up bricking it because I took the trace off, but because I torn 2 traces. It won't, will it? Because you haven't got the controller plugged in. Of course not. Don't be daft. So. Right, so I'm going to switch her on. Green light. Now this is what happened last time, obviously. You've got to love the USB-A's. Yay, we have picture. And I didn't damage it. You should have put Soren. Oh, we have picture. There you go. She's back up and running. Well done. So, obviously I didn't damage it.
Oh, we have a picture. I can't believe
it. Thanks, Aaron. Obviously, I'm just waiting for that one to come out. I'm surprised someone didn't type Soren in. Obviously, I was waiting for Mr. Soren himself actually said, we have picture. Yeah, I'm glad this one is all officially. Oh, actually, I better leave this on for a bit, didn't I? Because it sounded like a jet engine. So let me... Because I kept it on for about, 3 minutes, and then it went, and then that was it. And it was flashing 2 green lights, which, them 2 green lights we got on there is because you've got no other components plugged in. So, just want to let that heat sink warm up a little bit, that front. But it did make me laugh. We have a picture. Obviously. You gotta love a Soren. Who don't love a Soren command? Actually, put that in. Absolutely legend. I love watching his channels because I'll tell you what, that man is a legend. He knows his stuff. When he's dealt with loads of laptops. I can't believe he actually jumped into PCDD's mainstream on that front. Someone that knows all about PCs, he would be that person. Obviously on board repair, because he's the go-to person to fix it. So yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there's nothing wrong with that. That would have, yeah, we all, yeah, well, Soren is here. So yeah, you think, well, but yeah, that would have ramped up by now. So no, she's good. She's good. I can shut this down. Oh, hold up. No, I better leave this off for a bit. No, this ain't good. No, that's ramping up. This is going to red ring. Damn it.
Oh no.
It's ramping up. Now, I cleaned that. See that ramping up? I know what's going to happen. Bin. Put it in this radar. Bin it. Oh, well, that's a shame, isn't it? That's overeating. Straight away, that's overeating. This is why I said I want to leave it. And you know what will happen when this overheats? This shuts off. Just feeling it underneath. Is that getting hot? No, it's not. It's stone cold. But that's blowing out cold air. So why is that ramping up? That went from normal to nothing running on this. That shouldn't ramp up like that. Yeah, it's still ramping up. It's ready to, yeah. It's ramping all steady. They shouldn't run that fast, Doc Cows. I've done loads of these 360s. That's indicating that's overheating. But it's blowing out lovely cold air because there's nothing around it. Oh, fuck. This one's going to have an issue. I've got a really bad feeling this one's... The other Xbox 360 does not do that. Yeah, that's a 40 temperature sensor. Like, hang on, I've got fucking Bronson's dog's hairs in me mouth. Fucking Bronson gets everywhere. Yeah. That was bloody thermal paste. Yeah, Bronson. Yeah, that's ramping up. I'll tell you what, let me shut this down, right? I'll put it back on. Yeah, that shouldn't do that. That should not be ramping up like that. But it's not running out hot air, so that's one good aspect. God damn it. So obviously this has got a fault. You know, because like you said, I don't think they should go that hot. You know, like, or ramp up that. They shouldn't ramp up that fast. Just double checking to make sure these ports are all the way down, because obviously put it in his shredder. I want to see that machine eat a board. Actually, that's what I want to do. I want to see that. Mr. Pico, you're gonna have to take a video, right? Upload it on Discord. I want to see that machine eat a board, like PCs, like what you just said. I want to see a complete PC being shredded in parts. I really do. I'm really gasping to actually see that machine just eat things, like, you know, like you just seen on there. Right, I'm going to put this back together. It's not good news, no. They shouldn't really do that. I mean, oh dear. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah. Yeah, comparing, I just took it and cleaned it and spent all that bloody time putting it apart. That's a sign of an issue that the board is obviously got problems with the APU itself. This is what I was saying about the dreaded 360s. These 360s, even with these are normally pretty bulletproof. That front. What happened to the machine? Yeah, what machine was that? Yeah, we didn't see no machine. %, we didn't see no machine. Right, so I could put some of this back, but obviously I'm gonna have to clean it. Aaron, yeah, that's terrible with the large brackets. They're only like a sample test, but that's obviously a high chance you buy a bad one on that from a Q&A inspector. God, look, even this. Look how dusty that is. Lucky enough, it's only got to have a light dusting. Just a light coat. Because I don't want to put that back. After just cleaned all that bloody Xbox. I thought, oh right, fresh thermal paste, right? Nice little bit of fresh thermal paste on that. That'll help that quite a lot. Yeah, right. Yeah, good luck in that, because it bloody didn't. Mick, that shredder machine is it's a monitor. The monitor jammed. What? So what actually happened? The monitor jammed. Jesus. Oh, the motor jammed. The motor jammed in it. Oh, I thought you said monitor. Sorry, I misread it. Yeah, it was alert. No, I read that. Sorry, I because my brain don't register. I read things because I'm dyslexic. My brain don't process things like it is. So I misread it on that front. So the motor's jammed. Bloody hell. That's frustrating because, like you said. So how'd you get round that? How the heck do you get round that if the motor's all jammed up? Do you have to take all that apart, or do they come down and like unjam it? No, it's fine, Mick. We understand. Yeah, Mr. Pico, how do they unjam that then? You don't get underneath and start tampering with, 3-phase or 4-phase motors on something like that. That's in the heart of the machine. Yeah. Oh, they get an injured gear to come down, right? Yeah. Yeah, dead body got trapped inside it. Obviously, oh no, what caused it to jam up? Yeah, obviously, yeah, dead bodies will cause that. I wouldn't want to put a finger in it. Wait, I'll look at that machine. I was going to say, because that's a very expensive piece of hardware, that is, and you won't want that to actually think like, bloody hell, if this goes wrong, it really will go tits up. That's why that machine costs what it does. It's an awesome bit of kit, though. Yeah. Yeah, the last bloke was obviously the annoyed, like Mr. Hussein. You think, yeah, we just hope he's not dead after that motor jammed up. Yeah, I'll bet. I mean, that's a bloody That's very, does that happen often when they jam up? Because obviously that's designed, that machine just eats things as soon as you put it in, which I'm really surprised. Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go. I don't want to back in. No. Yeah, fuckers. Fudge packers. Have you ever seen the video where someone was working in an oven and it just when it was just turned on, they barbecued him? Did they? Bloody Nora. Wow. Yeah, that's not a good sign at all. You fancy getting cooked alive? Oh my God. That's horrible. What a horrible way to go. Yeah, that's not that's not the way I wouldn't want to be going out. Not for something like that. Yeah, that is Mr. Rockhouse. That is this model, sir. It is another slim. So this would be. You got the Zephyrs. You got the. Oh, the Winchesters, I've got 3 of the Winchesters, sorry, I'll take that back. 3 of the Winchesters, but they can't be jailbroke. You can soft mod them, which I've done. It can happen if the jaws get jammed. They entangled it, but they sort of like change the operator. They don't spot them at once, obviously, because like you have to reverse it and then go forward again to obviously unjam it. God, it's a bloody machine that you don't want to. Yeah. Is it overheating? It's because it's inherent problem of the Xbox 360s, Mick. I'm afraid it is, my friend. It's in all of the Xbox 360s, even in the Winchesters. But the high failure rate, if you Google it, you'll see there's a chart of the failure rate between models. The Zephyrs have got a 70% chance of a red ring. And then you've got the Jaspers. It drops it down to 50%, from 70 to 50 from red ring. And then it's down to the Slims, which are these. These drop down to about 36 to 30% on these with the red ring. And then you've got the Winchesters, and which is the latest of the models on that. But not all Winchesters can be jailbroken. You can soft mod them, like what I've done. Yeah. So what Knucklehead's doing, I'm literally doing, well, I was actually trying to clean an Xbox 360 on that front, because it was very, very dusty indeed. So but yeah, if you look at the failure rate, it's not great. It's obviously the later the models, then they sort of like put it. If you have like a later model of the the Corona, thanks, Ockhals, I couldn't think of it. It's the Coronas. These are the Corona models on these. These are the E's, and then you've got the Winchesters, which is the latest model in that front. But they have like, it's like Mr. Ockhales said, but in sense of failing, they're causing like a false overheat signal. Yeah. And this is what I'm saying, they still have the bug, but not as bad as what the very first models are. I finally found you. Obviously, yeah, obviously the it's frustrating when you're trying to look for something though, and you can't, you know, and you think, bloody hell, I can't find it. You know, that front. Yeah, well, it's purely for that reason. But yeah, I'm just glad in a way that obviously it's, yeah, you could have, so it could have like a 40 ohm restore. Yeah, the only other way is still doing RGH on it. At the end of the day, it still makes good practice. I'm going to do that Sunday. I'm going to attempt another RGH on this. Now remember, I did do it and then it just went, that ghost. So which I said, I'm still going to do an RGH regardless to what these are like. Right, I've got to put that. Sorry guys, what's that? If you RGH it, you can actually set the fan rate. Well, I was going to do that anyway, because you can. It's like Mr. Ockhales says, you can actually take the, you can alter the fan ratio, which once you've properly done it, you can then control the settings for like, the temperature and everything else on that front. So yeah, that's a good shout. That's a very good shout. I could actually do that. Up front, so I'm going to give that a go this Sunday. So I will be doing a live stream, because Mr. Pico said not many people stream on a Sunday, and he went, no, you're right, you don't. I went, well, I'm going to give it another go. Obviously this time I've got the correct wire that Michael uses. Obviously this is the 0.32 wire, gauge wire. It's the proper wire that he uses when he does these. Yeah, if not, a real loss, but it's a foul, but then it's obviously the models. It's good for practice. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. Obviously, I am. It won't hurt. It's like you said. It's just makes you got to learn, innit? It's like we've all got to learn. So I'm only learning at my own expense. I'm not learning at anyone else's, because obviously if I balls it up, it comes out my pocket, not no one else's on that front. So yeah, I you know, which like you said, it's a bummer. It's one of them things that can't be helped, but at least I know then I've done it. Obviously I did do it, obviously, which I was really surprised. So, but yeah, I probably will go down that route. I'll go down that route. I can then, oh God, look at the state of this. Right, well yeah, I'm gonna have to give that a clean quickly. Jesus Christ. That is what the size of that big dust particle sucked up in there. Yeah, that's quite dusty. Yeah, could do. I forgot about that actually. Mr. Watkels is right, because once you've done that, you can then control the fan settings, which you can't do once it's not jailbroken, you know, up front. So yeah, I could turn it down and go through that stage. Let me give this a clean. This one's dusty. This console has never ever been cleaned. Exactly that, Mick. Everyone's got to learn. It's obviously starting to the place of like, it's just about learning as you go. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Jay Does Tech didn't even know where he even started, but he admits that he look at him now. Yeah, exactly. You know, look at him when Mr. Joey first started off. Wasn't an icon then. Obviously, now he's a big YouTuber. On that front, very successful. Obviously, it leads to other things. But my argument is, never forget your roots. Never ever forget your roots. And without my argument also is, Mr. Pico, right? Because fame and fortune with YouTube can obviously, it could be a double-edged sword. And the reasons why I say that is because I've seen big YouTubers get greedy and they fail over time. But without the one fundamental thing, never forget who helped you to start you off, right? Which is the audience itself, which they never ever say the one thing. Thanks to you guys, you got me there. It was all about your support and all about your help. I never even hear that with a lot of the YouTubers now, because obviously they've got where they are, and now obviously they're quite successful. But you know, you should always, you know, it's like I said, you've got to. I think once you've done it and you think, well, I've got to where I need to be, you know, but then without the people and without all of the really good community, and we have got a fantastic community, and I can't stress enough how fantastic it is at the end of it, you know. But just don't forget, it's like being polite. If someone opens the door for you, you don't just walk past someone and just say, oh, thanks. At the end of the day, they just walk past and don't say nothing. Yeah, I'm not doing it to grow a channel now. No. I totally agree with you there, Mr. Pico. No, I don't want to be a big, successful YouTuber. It will come because it will have problems of its own. And I've seen it. I have seen it. At the end of it, I'd rather just stay to sticking to what I'm doing and gradually work my way up on that front. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Mr. Rockgirls. Same here. If it weren't thanks to you guys, one, I would have made some great new friends, and two, you know, and the help, you know, with the help where everyone will help each other, and I love that. Absolutely love it. At the end of it, so in a way, yeah, I'm like Mr. Pico. I don't really want to grow my channel. I don't want it getting like 3.2 million subscribers and all that front, because I know where it goes, and I've seen it time and time again. I have, seriously, and it doesn't end well. The fame and fortune is not what you think it is at the end of it. I'd rather just have, you know, just have the community what we've got, and because I know that we can have a good laugh and everyone gets on. You know, I know we all troll a bit, we all do that, but then that's what the channel's all, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's all, but it's all in good fun. It's all about having the fun. Oh, I've got to put that on. Right, which I nearly forgot. Fuck me, where's that brush? Even this is dusty, Jesus. So yeah, I totally agree. I wouldn't want to grow my channel like what Mr. Pico was saying. Yeah, it's good fun and a bit of banter. Yeah, and a bit of trolling. Look, you obviously, when we go into people's channels, right? When you're going on to, you're jumping on their channel and someone else's channel. Not everyone's got commands, right? But we all troll a bit. But it's all in good fun. You're not hurting anyone. You're not upsetting anyone. At the end of the day, everyone's just having a bit of fun. Unless you get timed out and get banned. And I won't say no more. Obviously, on that front, just don't use the bin command, because it will wind someone up. So, no. You could use the bin command 1,000 times. I don't care. I would have put the commands in if I knew you guys wouldn't. Because obviously that's another thing. If obviously, like, people do like to have a little bit of engagement, and it's all about the engagement. Right, she's all back in. Fucking, this obviously ain't gonna last much longer. But I will do an RGH on this. Oh God, look at that. Look, even the fucking thing's all rusted up, look. Jesus. That's disgusting. I can't even put that on there. That's downright disgraceful. Obviously, I'm going to have to clean that. Now, Michael had problems getting this off because of the one simple thing. This clip here. This is a nightmare to get back on. So there's a way of doing it. You have to slide it on. Lift it up. Right. I see Michael struggling with this. He really struggled with it. But it's not that bad. You've got to lift it up and then hook it, and then it hooks off. In fact, not bending it. There you go. Like that. See? That's it, get them on. See, I've done these loads of times on that. I hate them OG Xboxes. Obviously, I have to spray it because of the rust. Yeah. But Michael couldn't get this back on, and I see him struggling. And I went, no, there's a way of getting it. I've done it. I have done it loads of times on here. This is how I clean them up. I'll clean out a little bit of a rag. I'm going to extend this table now in the summer. I'm going to put it another. This is 6 foot. I'm going to extend this to 10 foot. This table, because I just ain't got the room on it. I've got the function generator has fell off. It's in the corner because it's slid off. That big piece of machinery, that oscilloscope, that thing weighs a ton on that front, and that's took virtually all the room up on the table alone. 100%. Obviously, yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm sure about that. I'm not even gonna take it out. I'm gonna do it in here. Obviously, you sure about that? Yep, 100% sure. These guys crack me up. Yeah, Mr. Pico. So, when you're doing your stream next time, sir, you've got to try and engage reading chat as well as doing your job as well. And it's not easy. As you said, sorry guys, I'm not reading your messages. But if you want your commands set up, right, I can set your commands up because I know how to do it because I've done my own and I learned it myself. Thanks to Mr. Russ, no, he did help a little bit, but I ended up watching a couple of tutorials. Now I know what to do. And you don't need to go through all of the commands what Mr. Russ said. So you only need to do, you've got to have a couple of folders set up, but that's easy enough to do. Yeah, in it. Yeah, that's rust. That is rust on there. You can actually see it. It's rust. Well, the board ain't blew up, but it is ramping up, which is obviously not great. So it's not without his problems. Now, this is what Michael was having issues with trying to get this back on. So what you got to do is got to hook that underneath there. All right. There we go. So now this is the most trickiest part. So what you got to do is got to partly bend it up. All right. There you go. See? I'll make it look easy. Yeah. Rusty. Yeah. Rusty rust. Yes. Yes. The rusty rust. So, yeah, that's in. That's hooked on. Lovely. And look, because I cleaned all the vent, it now don't show through the other side. Right. Jesus. Still messy though. Right. One more piece, which is got to clean that. Because again, dust. We do love a bit of dust. Clean. Hello. Right, so I ain't getting too mad with it. Oh God, mind you saying it. Again, look at the state of that. But I have got more confident now working on Xboxes, which I didn't have before. I wouldn't have even dreamed about even opening one up, thinking, oh, bloody hell, mix the dustbuster. I am. Definitely 100% there, bud, you're right. I think we'll order one of them mats now. I think you're 100% right ordering that, getting that mat ordered. And that front. So, this is going to be the bottom part. Oh, you know what I didn't put back? Walla Wally. Nearly forgot it. You didn't put this back, you banana. When the eyes of Mick Dundee says, "Hey Mick, you Wally." Oh yeah, it goes goes this way, yeah. Because it has to clip in first, otherwise I'll have issues thinking I won't be able to get this back in because it's got to clip in. There you go. And then we can put the screw in. There should be a screw. We've got a single screw. Now you've got 2 screws. So we've still got 2 screws. That one's for that one, to bite that. Alright, that's obviously to bite from there. So, just have a quick look, just make sure these holes are all lined up. That's lined up. That's lined up, that's lined up. That one's lined up. Yeah, that's it, that's fine. Oh shoot, I've got to jump off. The phone's going to die at any minute. No worries, Pico. Crap. Yeah, no, I hate that. That's the only thing. When your phone's just about to go, you think, oh no, quick, turn it off. Technology. Now there's hooks on these, which I didn't know at the time, which people didn't take much notice, but you've got like these little notches and they've got to go right underneath where these normally sit. So you see these little square holes? That's where these sit, which I didn't know at the time. Obviously I thought, why aren't these clipping in properly? No, because it has to sit literally on them. These are why these are horrible to work on, but obviously you do get used to it. Sorry guys, can't see. I love the, what a donk. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was obviously on Mick Dundee's side. He said, yeah, what? He said, I've got a donk. He said, I've got a what? He said, donk. And he goes, bang. And then she knocks him out. Obviously, he was having a tinny, wasn't he? Because they called them tinnies out in Aussie. At the end of the day, you fancy a tinny, and obviously there's a lot of sayings that the Aussies on that front. But yeah, that made me laugh. But he just says, yeah, he said, yep, what a. He said, yeah, what a Wally, Mick, you Wally. Obviously, that makes me laugh. Right. Now, I don't have to put that bottom one just straight back on in a minute, because will help if I put it the right way. God, even the fucking dust it's got up here. Yeah, I was going to play a bit of Ark Raiders with Michael, but then I thought, I need to have this tidy up in my living room. Yeah, Croc Dundee. You can't, Elsteve, you can't beat a bit of Croc Dundee, mate. I tell you, One of those epic films. It's got to be watched. You're thinking, absolutely love it. Oh, great. Yeah, I've got buggy hiccups now. Right, let's put these back on. These bad boys. No, hold up. This is not anchored down properly because it's affecting that's all yours. That's jumped out. That's why that's not lining up. That's better. Much better. Yeah, I think what I'll do a live stream, right? I'll do a live stream and I'll show you how to upload games to soft modding to the 360 because it's a tutorial just on its own on that front. It's a little bit involving, but it ain't too bad. It's not as bad as you think it is. It just looks a bit daunting. Took me a little while to get used to it, but obviously I've done it loads of times now. I know where to go and where and what to do. You just need one bit of software. Oh, sorry, 2 bits of software. That's all you need. 2 bits of software. And I'll do a tutorial and I'll upload it and I'll do a live stream. And when you jump, if I've got you on the Discord, I'll notify you that I'm going to go live and I'll show you a tutorial of how to download the games. Obviously I can't show you where to get the games from, but I can put it in your Discord and what format they come in, because the channel will get taken down otherwise. You know what YouTube's like, it uses its algorithm to fucking just see anything like that, it just gets flagged instantly. And then I'll be able to do it that way, and then I can show you what exactly to, put them straight on and configure it 100%. That's obviously not doing nothing. Took this one out, so I've got one up here. Here, C. That's it. Goes in here. Lovely. Don't think it's got any in yet because I would have seen it. No, because it can't go up this end because of the way the drive is. There ain't no more because that must have been it. But what you have got is you've got 2 of this. You should have one on the side. Yeah, we've got one up here, which we can put this back, which is so bright. That is, it's unbelievable. Right, screw. We got 2 screws left, which we shouldn't have 2 screws left. That could be because we've got one goes here. I don't think they go in that one. That one does. That one's not going in. God damn it, that one's gone in. It should have gone here. So black screws go in here because it can't go all the way through because of that. So that means that guide pin's missing out. Damn it, damn it. Oh, that's fell on the floor anyway. Fucking weren't meant to have that. Right. So I'm not going to clip the bottom part in because this has all got to come apart again. So one thing I can do now is plug this back in. Right, I know this is going to ramp up again because I just know it's going to ramp up. But this shouldn't get that hot anyway. But I'm going to literally leave that there. Right, switch this on, turn that on, and let me grab the joystick, plug her in. Oh, it's the only thing with these guide is a friggin' joke. We shouldn't have any lights on this now because that should we still got a single green LED. That should not be lighting up. That indicates there's a problem on this board. Damn it. That's annoying. Yeah, it shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. And it is loading a game now, look. It wasn't earlier on, but it's now loading a game. I'll skip it, just play it a bit. Right. He said, no, not really. Fairly visible. Yeah, that's not good. Shouldn't have a single light on that at all. We're just going to run this game for a few minutes just to see. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about that. We don't normally get I know for a fact you don't normally get this. I'll boot my one up just to see if that's confirmed. That fan's ramping up. That fan's really ramping up now. God damn it. Bloody fans. Yeah, that sounds like a jet engine. You guys can hear it. Yeah, so this Xbox has definitely got a fault somewhere along the line. It ain't hot though. It's not that it's blowing out hot. I won't be happy of selling this one or giving this one away just in case this one's got problems. So this one won't be a giveaway anyway. I think this one's going to be a parts. Because obviously it's... but I'm going to do... I'll do an RGH on it. Bless him. He's sound like so important. Yeah, just want to see if it's blowing out any hot air. No, it's blowing out cold air, pure cold air. So the CPU is not getting hot, but it's yeah. Let me plug my one in. Now I'm just more curious. Let's switch this off. Yeah, it should not sound like that at all. That's not great. Turns off, and we're not getting nothing else, and it's all clean inside, so that's one good aspect. Ain't got way of cleaning it. I'm going to plug my one in. So, this is my RGH one. Let's see. Oh God. I just want to see if that goes off. Yeah, see? It does go off. It does go off. I thought it did. It should not come on. It should flash ring, go like that and go off. So it indicates to me that it stays on one bar. So that's obviously got a problem. I've got no titles on mine because I've not put no games on it. Not had time to put any games on this. So no, the other one has got a problem. I'll have to look into that. Damn it, I knew it. So it weren't right. That's probably why that fan's ramping up. God damn it. God damn it. Where can you spare? Right. Well guys, that I was going to say, we'll have to leave it at that. On that front. Obviously, I know it was only taking that Xbox apart, testing it, but I'm glad I did now because obviously it has got a problem. So on that front. So yeah, obviously I'll have to look at see what that error code means with that one single green light on that front. So I'm going to have to leave it there, guys, and I will do a streaming again Sunday up front. So I'm going to be doing an RGH. So thank you guys for popping in as always up front, and I will catch you guys again on the next stream. And all the lurkers, because I don't know who's actually lurking in that front. Yes, El Stevo, thank you so much, my friend, for popping in that front. I will be doing, like I said, if you want me to do your live stream showing you how to put in the games over, give me a shout on Discord. I'll be glad to on that front. So as always, guys, and all the lurkers, thanks for popping in. See you on the next stream. Aaron, thanks for the live stream. No worries, Mick, right? Yeah, no worries. Thank you up front. Yeah, please stay well and safe. Aaron, I will do a live stream if you guys want me to do one on that front. So, yeah, PCDD, thank you for them, my friend. Obviously, that drive's obviously getting a lot worse on that front because it took over 20 minutes to load up. So, yeah, that drive will definitely come in handy. Just swap that over. So yeah, thank you for that, my friend, really appreciate it. Fault to Fix, thanks for popping on, and everyone else that's been lurking in the background, and I'll catch you guys again Sunday. Later, thanks, bye. And for Mr. Bronson.